viewers?
What about all my fans?
What about all your fans? They can go watch
all
you
those
in,
bots who watch G's stream every week.
right? 1 week it just skyrocketed to like 18 bots. It was like, why are there so many bots here? I don't understand. Can I get some real viewers? Would be that too much to ask? Do I have any actual friends, or are they all here?
I think Coffee.
That
She
doesn't.
watches it.
She's my
She's not a-
sister. That
Yeah,
doesn't count.
that doesn't count.
I can't even listen.
I tried, all right? I don't know what
I
to
have,
tell
listen,
you.
I have 6 siblings. I can only get one of them to watch. So what are we doing here?
I mean, I think this is
In
the
fairness,
DM's
you've
fault,
had-
right? I mean, like it's the content just isn't there, I guess.
In fairness, you've had more success getting people to watch our D&D than we've had getting people to listen to the podcast, I think.
That's true. Maybe
Hey,
I'm the problem in
you've got
both
at least
cases.
one strong,
there's
all
one
right?
common denominator here.
Well, no, because D&D is also
There are 3 common denominators.
Oh wait,
here.
that's right. That's not all my
half
fault.
of half of this show is the podcast.
You know what? I think we can just blame Peter, our social media coordinator. Can we just put
100%. But here's the thing. Maybe this is all part of the the social media campaign. Just give a little time, get a few episodes under the belt, and then you release
Okay,
it. It's like,
I'm with
hey,
I'm with it. I'm with
The
it.
campaign transcends the game.
Podcast does D&D.
Amen. I need to watch the movie. Actually, I keep forgetting. I need to write that down.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
like halfway.
Which one is it again?
It's a long one too. It's not like something you can knock out Saturday morning.
No.
Yeah, what are
just
you guys
break it
doing
up into
again for this
parts.
one? I forget.
Dances with Wolves.
Dances
One
with
of my
Wolves.
one of my all-time favorite movies.
That's what it was. I listened to that this morning and I still forgot what it was.
I remember one word about that movie, and I haven't seen it probably
Lieutenant.
since it came out. Lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
Tinted Dan.
All right, people came here to watch D&D, not hear us talk about the podcast. Or do you need us
Gotta
to
get our advertising in, bro.
Peter, do you need us to vamp a little bit more? Because I can vamp some more.
No, hey man, you told me to go, and I'm ready to go. Like,
All right.
I'm in,
Go.
I thought you were fiddling with your screens again. All right. Welcome, everybody. Another electric introduction. On the last time, we found the party figuring out what was going on at the Lobster Claw Tavern. There was quite the funny business going on. And they then met and talked to a dwarven guard who, was trying to get a report down from what happened. And that was until Wisdom stepped up and said, hey, don't worry about it. Do you know who I am? The party was like, ooh, maybe Wisdom has a little bit of weight. What's going on here? And that's the last time we left off was, Wisdom telling that guard, like, hey, what's going on? Where are you taking the prisoners? What's the most recent stuff to happen? That some political prisoners get taken to the coal pits in the Iron Fortress. And that's about it. And on that note, what's up, guys?
Did anybody go retrieve the fancy horn in the water that Wisdom chucked in last night?
How deep was that water?
I'm pretty sure we're up on a cliff, aren't we?
I
Like
don't-
the water's pretty
yeah,
far
we did
down.
a long rest, didn't we?
Okay, I
You
legit.
guys did a long rest, and you have
That's right. Oh, that thing is long
now
gone
woken
now.
up.
Never mind.
Wait.
after camping in 2 separate tiny huts.
Oh, I was about to
right.
say,
Right.
I don't remember how we left this. Whose idea was it to have the separate tiny huts? I legit don't.
Yours.
Oh, it's my
Yours.
idea.
You're the one that can
I
cast
decided
it.
he was still upset about it, and you're like, yeah, I was upset that I'm upset.
That's right. I had completely forgotten.
My quarantine brother.
My quarantine bros for life. So after long rest, we get all our health back, yeah?
Yes, you are no longer in the yellow.
You get all your everything back, bro.
Yay. How do you play this game again?
Seems like that some weeks, I'll be honest.
We'll say roll intellect to remember how to play the game.
Wouldn't it be
Ayaru?
wouldn't it be wisdom?
Well, Peter, you should probably roll the player's handbook because intellect is not a thing. We're not playing Destiny, bozo.
Oh, intellect, intelligence. Yeah, there you go. That shows how much your DM knows, guys.
I got triple 100s.
I got power. Hey,
imagine?
I have powerful friends.
But they're
All
not
right.
watching the stream.
That's right. It's true.
So just to remind you guys, some of
That was
the
a deep, deep burn, by the way.
It was referential. It was timely.
All right, we need to stop talking about Destiny.
just to remind some of you guys,
No, Doc's falling asleep. Rock's eyes are glazing over.
some of the last few
Destiny,
things you
dead game.
encountered, you saw the dwarven prisoner escape into the cave. You also saw, or at least one of you saw, a group of interesting looking fellows kind of washing over from the northern cliffs. Wisdom tracked their trail back and found their little cave. And I think that's about it.
So I do have a question because you mentioned a couple things. The coal pits and Iron Fortress. Is that the left cave? Is that the upper cave? Do they fork somewhere else?
So
Like-
you know that last time from talking to the Dwarven Guard that the main cave is the left cave, and that
Okay.
goes towards the main roads that then fork out into the different sections of the Iron Hills.
It's coming back to me now.
Does Wisdom have any like innate knowledge of the geography of this place?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I can find my way around.
Wisdom knows his home, which is the Conclave. He knows of the Iron Fortress, but he's never actually been to it. He knows that the Iron Fortress is just a short hop and a skip north of the capital city of the Iron Hills Dwarves. And that capital city's name is, let me get the pronunciation right.
Barlog's Craig.
There you go. Barlog's Craig.
So,
Okay, so out of game, really we have two options, and I don't know which one we should do. So either we go to like to my conclave and find out what happened. So basically, if you guys don't remember, he's been accused of being a traitor, and now he's a prisoner. So either we go to the conclave to figure out why he was accused of being a traitor, or we go to the prison and just try to get him out straight away. I think the safer option, and the one that Wisdom would probably do, is go to the conclave first, because generally trying to jailbreak people puts you in jail. But
I mean,
I was gonna suggest we go straight to the Iron Palisade, whatever it's called, and get our jailbreak on.
I'm gonna go with the first option.
yeah, I'm actually gonna say Wisdom would not do a jailbreak. That was kind of dumb of me to even propose, I guess.
Oh, don't worry, I was gonna propose it, so
I was
don't.
gonna be opposed to it. So.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm also opposed to a jailbreak.
Oh my goodness, guys, come on!
A jailbreak is a pretty
Okay,
risky
G,
thing,
what
which
part
could
of
just-
lawful good
I don't care about your
would
lawful
make
good.
sense to jailbreak?
Silas thinks that a jailbreak sounds awesome, but acknowledges that we're here for Wisdom, and so like is pretty content to do what Wisdom wants to do.
Let's
Y'all
let's
are-
go to
y'all-
the- let's
y'all are
go
no
to the
fun.
conclave. Let's be safe.
Zero
We'll go
fun.
see why he was accused of being a
Oh,
traitor.
don't
in the
worry.
first
I'm
place.
sure Peter will turn this into a jailbreak anyway.
This is the
No,
zero fun
I'll
party.
just add that I never technically used the word jailbreak. I don't think. That's all you guys, which worries me about what you
That
guys.
was I. You know what? I take full responsibility.
No,
If
no,
you
no,
ever get
Doc.
out
You,
of that,
Doc, you
that's
don't need to, Doc. You don't need to take responsibility. I 100% was going to use the word jailbreak. You just beat me to it, unintentionally.
own that shit, Doc.
All right. Well, let's not commit any crimes quite yet.
Crime?
So we'll take the fastest way to the conclave, to Steepfall, and we'll try to make as good as time as we can.
To the conclave. Fast travel. Give us that Witcher fast travel, Peter.
Are we? So we're ignoring those dudes that ran away and went into that cave.
Yes.
Yeah, Wisdom's not real concerned with it. I mean, like, Grey Dwarves aren't like the boogeyman or anything necessarily. Just some weirdos watching, I guess.
Okay.
Some weirdos watching.
He's talking about everybody watching the stream.
All right,
Are we
away we go.
Are we?
I guess we'll go through that left cave to the road, the yellow brick road.
Did I already have my talk with Wisdom about his whole persona? I can't remember.
About like me being on the Iron Council,
Yeah.
like
Did that
my whole
happen?
authority.
You brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, there's this Iron Council. There's an Iron Council that kind of rules this area. Like it's kind of like one person from each of these different factions or cities, type of thing. And so the Conclave has a representative, and that is the Protector, which was me until I left, and then was Urkel. But now that I'm back, it's back to me. And it's not like it's a get out of jail free card by any means. It's obviously with some low level stuff if I just need to hand wave it.
Does it automatically get taken back to you? Like, do you have to go tell people that you're back, or just as soon as you're back, you're...
Word of mouth type of thing. I unless Peter wants to correct me, but if I'm back, then it's my role to take.
Okay.
Everything.
So that's what he's rolling with right now. He's saying he's back, and he's back.
Sounds good.
Okay. Do you guys? This is a bigger map.
No.
All black.
We just see
All
tiny
black.
black.
It's at the top
Oh,
middle.
Oh, I see
Or
at the
tiny
very top.
purple.
Yeah, this is a large map. Wow.
This is a
Oh,
large
there it is.
map, and I'm gonna just try something out with this map. No, we will
I've lost
see
it.
how it works.
Do we need to drag?
Holy
her, guys?
fuck! I'm tiny.
Zoom in.
I know, but like
Enhance.
it's a lot more zoomed in than I was expecting.
Enhance.
Said it's a large
Enhance.
He gave us fair warning.
No, I know that. There's just
Enhance.
it's very.
Oh, shit, go back.
pixelated. The map is like 240p. Weird.
It may
Yeah, the
take a
map
little
is
bit of time for it to load in.
240
Oh, is it
poggers.
still
True.
rendering?
It could be.
Yeah.
So then, if I was just testing to see if it would work.
No, it's fine. This
No,
is fine. I just was making a joke.
I mean, mine doesn't look
That's
too
really
bad.
pixelated. I'm not gonna fiddle around with that.
No, Peter, it's fine.
So just give me 1 second.
Peter, it's
Also, it feels like
fine.
spiders are going to be a recurring thing. If anybody has any spider-related killing spells,
I have some sort of
Or
spider
stuff.
virus in my body.
Same though.
Not
what I was hoping for. All right.
Is anybody proficient in animal handling?
Husbandry.
Where's Aaron when you need him?
Hey, well he's
He would have died 4 times in this campaign.
yeah. Good old Elron would not have survived the night.
I mean, I have protection from poison.
Anybody got any fire spells? I feel like that's a good anti-spider.
You do have lots of fire spells, yes.
It was a
I
joke.
also
I know you
I could
all have
also
fire.
go with a spider climb or web. I don't think that's what we're looking for though.
We don't want to become spiders.
Yeah.
Well,
Speak for yourself.
Well,
it's a way.
apparently half of us want to
I
become
mean,
spiders.
Duke
Let me
said
tell you.
animal
hey,
husbandry.
listen.
That's the best way to.
Hey, listen. So
Get
far,
on the
your
good
character
side.
is the only one to succumb to the spider lady. So I don't think you have any room to
That's
talk.
true. That's true.
I'm almost done.
What happened to leaving Cash behind, huh? Where was all that?
What are you talking about?
I left him behind.
You brought him up.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Let's play D&D, guys. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We sit here talk. What are we when we get in the cave? What's the cave look like, Peter?
It's dark,
I have
full of
this
stalagmites,
I think he's working on something.
stalactites. What? How do you say that
Okay.
word? Stalagmites and what's the
Stalactites.
stalactites and
There's
what's
2.
the other one?
There's stalagmites.
Stalagmites might reach up and touch the ceiling. Stalactites must hold on tight or they will fall from the ceiling.
Duke dropping that 8th grade science knowledge right there.
Hey, it works.
Say it one more time. I didn't get it.
Stalagmites are the ones that go up from the ground. Stalactites are the ones they might reach
tight.
up and touch the ceiling. Yeah.
I'm never
I
gonna
just
forget
remember like tights is with a T, and that's on the top.
Oh, mine's cooler.
Oh, you're right. No, that's 2
True.
memory devices. Now I don't know which one. That's
I
all
can keep
done.
going.
All right, can you see this map now? Is that a little better?
Ah, I just did zoom. There it is.
Ah,
Stalagmites might substitute for the brown thumb if you fall the wrong way.
Oh man.
Woo!
all right. No, you're not so
The
smart.
brown thumb is one of my
Yikers.
favorite invective things, by the way.
Do we have like? Did that actually come from someone? Say like, where did that? If there's a
I don't-
quote, if there's a quote
I
to
don't
be
know where it came
captured
from.
around
I think-
that, I would like to
I
capture.
think that's old server.
It's very old, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have to think on it. All right, Peter.
I've lost where we are. Oh, here we are.
Okay, so you go through the cave, and after traveling for, an hour or so, you come out into a larger cavern. And
Any
it is
sign of the 2 guards or the prisoner?
Not yet. Not yet.
Any sign of the rest of our party?
Yeah, they'll come in. You can see that the cave system is getting a little more complicated as you were walking down, your first extended stretch of the tunnel /
Man.
cave. You notice that there started to be more and more holes in the tunnel around you, above, to the left, to
Like
right,
that.
until finally you come across this larger open cavern area, and you look across and you see a massive chasm.
Chasm.
You said chasm.
He said chasm.
He's right.
Is it chasm or chasm?
Yeah,
Chasm.
Oh, it is.
question.
It's chasm. Yeah.
It's
Peter was
chasm.
asking like where he was just,
Chasm.
like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah." Geez,
Phalanx.
I'm
When
pretty
you
sure it's
when you
chasm.
said he's right, I thought you were talking to
No, it's
Peter.
chasm.
I did too, and I was about
million
I was
percent
about to
chasm.
scream
Chasm.
if Doc thought it was chasm.
It is 1,000,000% chasm.
Absolutely not.
Hey, it's chasm from this point forward. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh no.
That's what I'm saying.
You see
A chasm.
You see clearly that there is a
Chasm.
sort of, path you can take along the side of the chasm.
Chasm.
And you also see a path to the right of you guys.
To the right of the chasm.
Are there sounds of creepy crawlies? Is there anything stirring?
You can roll perception.
Is it Peter? Is this like the path you're talking about?
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
And I want to make sure you guys understand that path looks a little unstable.
Can I take a peek down this other path? Like, how far can
And
I
what-
see in this
Is
direction?
this some kind of bridge?
You can roll perception to try to get a more detailed view of it, or you can get closer to it.
I'm gonna roll for now. Thank you.
So wisdom, you rolled perception to hear anything. You just hear the faint sort of echoes in the cave that your own party is raiding.
Peter, how far in this direction can I see when I'm standing right here?
I'll just give you the full.
Oh, okay. Well,
9 perception.
Is that back to? Oh, never mind. I see where we came out of.
Looks like something to me.
There you go. It looks like something in the far distance. You can't quite tell exactly what it is.
can I peek around this corner, Peter?
Yeah, you guys can start. Again, this is. You guys can start exploring, and
Every square you step on, you have to roll dex. By the way,
I'd like to. Can I drop? Well, we'll do G's thing first. When G's done, I want to drop a torch down the
The chasm.
No, I can't do it. I can't. I just got like goosebumps saying that I can't do it.
it feels so
G,
wrong.
G, are you trying to look down this tunnel? that you're
Yeah,
in?
yeah, this way.
Okay, so
It doesn't help that my ping is black, like the night.
you'd
Where's
be able to-
Silas?
Yeah, like I said,
well,
did you drag him on?
Black.
When I said any sign of the rest of our party, that was not directed at Peter.
I don't know how to do that.
Go to the character where you pop open your character sheet and just drag your name onto the token.
I did it.
Drag your name
Oh,
onto.
now there's two.
Oh, damn it! Throw one into the chasm.
Did you cast mirror image?
Ooh,
I'm gonna
wait a minute.
say chasm as many times as possible
Coffee's
tonight.
enjoying our chasm conversation.
So I have mirror image. What happens if I toss my duplicates down there? Do I find out what's down the chasm?
We could all fall down the chasm
Together.
and
I
I'll
mean,
cast feather fall.
If we want to be serious about this chasm, I could just send Sova down there.
Yeah, you could.
That's
probably ideal.
Can Sova see in absolute darkness that is sure to be in the bottom of the chasm?
Absolutely, Sova can see in the bottom of the chasm.
Well, we should definitely have Sova investigate the chasm.
I concur. This chasm
I'm
needs to
finding
be
another-
investigated.
I'm finding another D&D group. I'm out.
I'm kind of sad that I can't hear Coffee just cackling at this. Like,
Oh man.
So am I
It's
setting
absurd.
Sova down in the chasm, guys?
Oh, hold on. She sent me a snap.
Or are
What'd
we?
she say?
Sure, it'll save me a torch.
there it
Is that
is.
her laughing? Oh,
Perfect timing.
This is the same video. It hasn't looped yet. Okay, now it's looping.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
All right, so Sova flies down over the chasm.
Okay. Sova sees.
I don't actually know if this is a good idea or not.
Deep, dark
gonna get eaten.
chasm,
Chasm.
and she cannot see to the bottom of it unless she can try to fly down, and she can try to see to the bottom of it.
Now, is this your familiar, or is this your familiar in the way that Elrond had a familiar?
I
This is
don't.
better familiar. He can see
know
through
the
its eyes.
Yeah,
But
I'm
if
doing that. I'm seeing through its eyes right now.
but if it dies,
If it gets eaten, will you be sad?
No,
No, it's
I think we
already,
already-
it's
It
already
already
been killed
like,
once
we
or
already had
twice.
this discussion with
I
Cash.
don't remember. Oh, that's right.
Cash was pretty beat
Oh,
up
yeah.
about it.
His Cash was upset, and Kip's like, "Give me 1 hour, dude. Relax."
But well, we had this
Send it.
existential discussion about is a familiar soul. Anyway, send
Does
this,
it feel pain?
It was. Do they feel pain? And the internet said probably not. So we went good enough.
Pretty much.
Fair enough.
All right, so he's gonna fly down another 120, which is his distance. So he can see 120, so he's gonna fly 120.
120
He-
straight into the
he
chasm.
flies down 120 and still does not quite see the bottom of this chasm.
So the chasm is
Chasm.
bottomless.
Sova's gonna fly back out of the chasm and come back.
This is a
And
Chad chasm.
What's the
I
reward
will-
on the chasm?
the chasm is bottomless.
Bottomless chasm.
It's really
Bottomless
bothering
chasm.
Doc. It's
Nine,
really
that was
bothering
like
him.
a shotgun 6 times in 5 seconds. He was salted.
I don't know who it's bothering more, Peter or
He's-
Doc.
he might
like
already
it.
be gone.
I am in love with this.
Have we
Wisdom's
already
about
lost
to
him?
crack.
We did.
I mean, guys,
he
it's
might
not
be
a, it's not
recovering.
a normal chasm. This is a chasm. This is a
Right.
D&D version.
Right.
So
it's
this
a
is totally
Chad
different.
chasm. It's a Chad chasm. It's a chasm.
Sticks and stones.
Love you, Doc.
When the depth of the chasm cannot be measured, it becomes a chasm.
Hey, what's down this other hallway?
Not a chasm.
There might be another chasm. We don't know.
Oh man. All right.
I'm gonna
So
tease you, Peter,
Peter,
there's another chasm in this map.
Peter, there's no
Peter
chasms
will
in this map.
never.
It's only the chasm.
What was your question?
So I can see this bend, right? Does it look dangerous up as far as I can see? Do I notice anything? Want me to roll
Does it
perception?
look dangerous?
Yeah, does it look
Roll-
dangerous? Roll perception, fine.
Does it look dangerous? It's a
I don't know.
fucking cave. You told me, man.
Say
Are there more holes in the ceiling here, like you had described previously?
No, you can actually tell that this part of the cavern actually does not have holes in the ceiling.
Okay, I'm going to advance to here and try to peek around the corner.
Okay, is the rest of the party following Yaru?
It does not seem like it.
I'm trying to like keep the elbow,
Yes.
so I want to keep an eye on Yaru until like Sova and everybody gets back.
Can I get a shrunken Sova?
Yeah, I'll get that in a second. Okay, so Yaru, you come across another bend.
Imagine that.
bendy, bendy, bendy.
All right.
What
I
does
gotta-
he see in the bend?
All right. So are we abandoning the chasm?
Alas, we must abandon the chasm.
Doc. That was the
Like
hardest
there.
blink I've ever seen in my entire life.
Guys, you remember when we spent
Involuntary.
8.5 minutes just saying chasm as many times as possible?
Say,
Is there
remember
any
how
way to walk around it? Like, it looks like there's like an edge. Can we walk around the edge?
He said it
of the
looked
chasm?
unstable.
It looks unstable, but there
Unstable,
are sides to the chasm that
Chasm.
you would be able to walk
I
past.
apologize in advance for what I'm about to do, but if you say it 3 times in a row, like Candyman, you will have an orgasm.
Mm.
We're getting to the point where Peter is going to, when he's making a session, he's going to have a Google tab up next to him with just pronunciations for any word that he's maybe not sure. He's like, I've said this word a dozen times, but nobody's ever corrected me. So let me just double check.
No,
Okay.
I have like you're like foot and mouth syndrome or something where I will know the pronunciation of word, have it,
And still say it wrong.
and I still will just get it wrong half the time.
All right, I'm ready to be an adult again.
I love that Duke apologized because he knew we were going to lose G for a minute or two.
No, I apologize because I knew how dumb it was before I said it, but it had to come out.
Okay.
Like,
Can I peek around this
you
corner?
had to orgasm.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can. Yes, you can. You see what appears to be
Another bend?
barricade, wooden barricade.
Okay.
Okay.
Guys,
It
There's a
is heavily damaged and destroyed.
can I
Well.
tell what it's damaged? Like, was it like a blunt object? Are there claw marks? Like, do I detect anything like
Is
that?
it singed?
Singed.
Are you gonna go up and investigate it, or are you just gonna stare at it?
I'm gonna advance a little further. Can I see further down in this direction?
Yes, you can.
Peter, is this the way that I came through the cave the first time, or have we taken a wrong turn and we are now lost in here?
So the first time you would have come through, you know that this is the path only taken. However, you don't remember the wooden barricade being there.
Okay. Well, I will. Well, I guess when if Yaru has relayed any information,
I'm
I
gonna
would relay
retreat
it.
to the party and relate to the rest of the group that in this path that leads away from the chasm, all the things that I have seen specifically around the barricade, and that the path continues on for as far as I can see in the southeasterly direction, away from the chasm.
That barricade wasn't there a couple weeks ago.
The barricade that's in the path that's not towards the chasm, yeah, it wasn't there before.
That seems ominous, guys. Was that chasm?
We've
here?
got places to go.
All right, I suggest we investigate the barricade more closely.
Sure. Is this like water, Peter? What are we? Maybe I missed it, but did you describe this section of the cave?
So yeah, so you now see on the side just a small, shallow pool of water, and it looks a little stagnant.
Well, I want to
Spiders.
basically while they investigate, I just kind of want to be on the other side. So
I'm gonna
I'll
investigate the
proceed
barricade, Peter.
Okay, go
then.
ahead and roll it.
Someone help him.
I will watch him investigate it.
I'm not very helpful with investigation.
Ooh, I think I am. Where did
Even
she
if you're
go?
like, I guess that's how Peter wants to do it. But if you help, you can also just give someone else advantage.
Oh, you don't have to be
necessarily
proficient
roll
in that
yourself.
thing to give them advantage?
If
I think
unless
it
Peter wants it
depends.
that way. Usually, like if you were trying to bust a door open and you two people do it, either somebody gets advantage or both people roll separately.
Got it. Well, then I'm happy to
As
help.
long as that's how.
I just am not proficient, so
I am proficient, but I'm not gonna help. I'm just gonna watch. He seems like he's doing good.
that's exciting.
Seems like
Okay.
he's doing good.
Well, I will help my quarantine brother in arms.
That's what I like. Do I get advantage, Peter? Yes or no?
Yes, you would get advantage.
Investigation, yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing.
That's why
I
we
know
know.
he's got it.
Okay,
Something
so
Silas did got
as you
that
begin
20.
to investigate, you kind of how do you want to investigate the barricade?
First, I want to cast a critical eye upon the barricade. And then, if the situation demands it, I'll sniff the air. And then finally, perhaps I'll pick up a piece of wood and delicate.
Chasm. Sorry, I ruined your joke.
Toss it in yon chasm.
I'm sorry, G. I ruined your joke.
I was
knew
gonna wrap it
immediately
up
where you were
beautifully.
going.
No, I know you didn't. I was gonna
okay.
lick
gonna
it.
say.
I was gonna
In
lick
that
it.
in that order, as you cast
He's
a
not
critical
done.
eye, you can barely see the faintest movement in the sort of spaces between the wood, and you take a sniff in the air, and you smell a heavy ale, and smells kind of like a dwarf. And I will not touch upon the third.
You never even got to say it.
Bummer.
Sorry, G. I ruined you.
Yeah, I wanted to know what that would taste like. So I'm just gonna turn to Silas and say.
She said.
I'm just gonna turn to Silas and say I'm gonna turn and say, hey, I think there's a potentially besotted dwarf behind this barricade.
Hey, what?
Besotted?
No. Okay.
Is that good or bad?
Well, he's probably drunk, is what I mean to say.
Right, but like, is that good or bad?
Well, I don't know. I'm just giving you information.
Should we call on to him?
Hello, the barricade.
Hello?
Greetings,
Is someone-
barricaded one.
Is someone back there?
Yes. What brings you to this chasmless corridor?
You kind of hear a pause, and you hear, not much. What brings you here?
I mean, what do you mean not much? You're behind a barricade. How did you get there?
Every time, not much. What do
From
you
my
mean, not much?
perspective, you're behind a barricade.
It's the most circular NPC conversations ever that we have.
Yara's just gonna stare at this youngling for a second. And just be like, where'd you get the alcohol?
It's mine.
Fuck.
Hold on. Do I have to be able to see him to be able to cast Charm Person?
Yes, usually.
Damn it. I'm going to try to persuade him to tell me every single detail about why he's in this chasmless corridor.
Okay, you can roll for it.
That's what I wanted to hear. Oops. Sorry, that was with advantage.
It's okay. That succeeds. You hear another pause, and you go, all right, so here's the deal. I messed up, okay? I messed up bad, and I need a little help getting out of this situation.
Uh-huh. How'd you get into the situation behind the barricade? Because let's establish that you are behind the barricade, not me.
Well, I was chased back here.
Okay. So you created this barricade?
Oh, I had nothing to do with this barricade.
What chased you back here?
Well, that's the thing I kind of need help with. I have a little situation back here. I need someone to help me get rid of something.
What is the something?
Okay. It's a dead body. And, I'll be honest with you. I might have been involved in the death of this body.
You just
Who
lost
was it?
60% of the party.
Who was it?
It was, this guard who's giving me a hard time.
Why?
Well, I was unjustly captured,
Obviously.
and they were taking me away to torture me.
Wait, has the
and I
jailbreak already
escaped
happened?
for my freedom.
Does
you
wisdom recognize
jailbroke.
the voice?
No.
Do any of us recognize this voice as someone we may have seen? Or, well, I guess he didn't speak earlier, so never mind.
No, he didn't. But that's who I'm betting it was or is.
I'm sticking to the side. Wisdom's sticking to the side. Still, obviously,
My
listening,
memory
but
is
he doesn't wanna
failing me.
show his sides-
There was a
show
dwarf who was
himself at
chained
the
up
moment.
that escaped.
Yeah, there
in
was the
previous
prisoner.
encounter.
Yeah, he ran.
So Yaru doesn't really care. He's down to help him, but he feels as if there's a certain majority in the party who perhaps
Hold on, real quick. What help do you want?
he wants us to hide the dead body.
This is one of the kind of main corridors a lot of people are traveling, and just
You mean
There's a huge chasm right here.
you mean the chasm corridor isn't the main corridor?
listen. I can do it myself. It's just gonna take a lot longer. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
Well-
no, I don't. What
he-
makes it take longer?
No, he
Well,
wants to
you know,
hide the
it's
body.
one person, one
Oh, you wanna
dwarf,
hide
one
it?
person.
Why not just
Throw it in the chasm.
Why not just throw it in the chasm?
Well, I would have to slowly drag it there myself. This
Drag
guy's
it.
covered in heavy armor.
Drag it to the chasm.
I would have to drag it all the way to the chasm. Correct.
It's what, 30 feet away?
It's about 30 feet to the chasm.
You know, there's a barricade in between
Oh,
me
right.
and the chasm.
Forgot about that. Yaru just kind of looks back, not at Silas, because he feels he already knows where Silas is going to land on this. And he looks back at Kip and over to Stark, and Wisdom is like, and he kind of just goes like, "So, what do y'all think?"
Wisdom is kind of pacing back and forth at the thought of a guard getting thrown into a pit after he was murdered by a criminal.
You can call it what it is.
Yeah, it's a chasm.
He's not. Wisdom isn't speaking, but he's definitely pacing furiously at the moment.
That was
Trucking.
that was a beautiful alley oop that me and Justin just performed.
Doc's so fucking over tonight already. He's like, can we
Everybody's
just
going in the chasm tonight?
in the what?
There's no such thing.
He's not going to do it. He will never give in.
He did it once, or he tried to, and he couldn't.
Leave meeting.
He tried it on, and it wasn't for him. Okay.
It didn't fit.
We're ruining the one thing Doc really looks forward to every week, and we've ruined it in less than 30 minutes. Just
Okay.
instantaneously. He's
Silas-
so done with tonight.
Is very
I'm
indifferent
done
here.
tonight.
As I suspected. So Silas is indifferent. Wisdom is impatiently pacing.
Wisdom is gonna whisper to Stark, get him to take down the barrier.
I think we have to.
Whisper,
I think.
or-
I think if he could have taken down the bear. Well, maybe I didn't hear that, so I'll hold my tongue.
Yeah, would I have heard that? Probably
It
not.
was supposed to be just for Stark. Yeah, so this
Okay,
was like
so
a
no.
whisper.
So I guess I'll walk over there and I'll say, well, if you want us to help, we kind of need the barricade down. How do you expect us to help you if the barricade's still up?
I feel as if he could have taken down the barrier, he would have by now. That's what he
Can you,
needs.
was that a question for the dwarf or for Yaru?
The dwarf is the guy on the other side of the barricade. I'm asking.
Can you just repeat the question one more time? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll ask him. You know, if you want our help, you're gonna have to take the barricade down. We can't help you if the barricade's still standing.
Barricade? Nonsense. Just come around back.
What do you mean round back?
What? How do you think I got? I didn't walk through the barricade.
Assumed you barricaded yourself in.
No.
Well, how do we get back there?
I assume.
Oh, you just take a shit, left turn, right turn, something.
Tell you what, you come out and guide us in.
You hear some grumbling. And
Oh, smart.
You hear. How can I trust you?
You're the guy that killed somebody and wants us to help you hide the body. You have no
Murderers
ground to stand on.
What my
terms of
esteemed,
trust.
what my
He's
esteemed
gonna
colleague.
take a second to pause, and he's gonna go and go. Yeah. That's a great point. That's a great point. And you hear the muffled sound of footsteps leaving.
All right. I guess I'll tell Wisdom. I don't know, Wisdom, if you're far enough a way to not hear that exchange, but I'll say sounds like he's coming out, so you might want to back up. I don't know where the exit actually is.
I want to just press myself up against the wall at like a corner. So as soon as he comes around, I'm right there.
Okay. And you guys are just gonna wait? Can you hear me?
Yep. I think that is the plan. I think.
Okay.
I mean, I would imagine after a certain amount of time, if he doesn't show up, we're going to get antsy. But for now,
Can you tell me exactly how much time that would be?
I don't know,
5 minutes, 10 minutes.
I'd wait like a. Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Okay, so we'll say after 5 minutes, he has still not shown up.
After 5 minutes, he hasn't.
For 5 minutes, he has still not shown up.
What kind of barricade is this?
It's just a decaying wooden barricade.
Oh, I'm just gonna smash the shit
Like
out
an
of it.
actual
Then.
wall?
the world's worst.
It's like
barricade.
a wooden palisade that has fallen in on itself, and now there's just wooden spikes and pillars.
Can we
kind
like
of
see
across
through it at all?
There's a few gaps you can see through, but there's also some rocks, so you can definitely walk up and take a peek through.
Is it large enough for, say, a creature of Sova size?
Can you give me the exact, like, is Sova just small?
Sova is
It's an
small.
owl.
Yeah.
Think of like an owl.
SMOL, small.
Small.
It's a small.
There is enough space for a down feathery owl to be able to kind of squeeze through.
I'm gonna send Sova through then. Have him check out the other side.
Okay. So
Not a single one of us rolled insight when this dude told us his tale.
Yeah.
And Sova sees the dead body of a dwarven guard.
Is it the
Well, that part
dwarf
was
guard
true.
that ran off earlier from our earlier encounter?
Is it first or second guard?
Correct.
Is it
You would have
more?
been able to recognize that it is the dwarf from earlier.
The one that got sent to go capture him?
Exactly.
So I was gonna keep going to look for this other dude.
Okay. And is there any like point at which Sova can't get away from you? Like, is there a leash range?
I don't think so.
No, it's
I
kind
will
of he just
double
takes
check,
over
but-
Sova for a while. He just can't move himself while he's using her. Or is Sova a guy or girl? I can't ever remember.
He's a male.
It's a male.
Everybody here thinks it's a female though. So it's kind of whatever at this point.
Oh yeah. Find him.
I'm checking on the range on it now.
What's? Oh, what is it? I'm gonna butcher it.
It does say 100 feet is when I can communicate telepathically, but then as a separate sentence it says additionally as an action you can see through its eyes and ears, but that part doesn't say anything about a distance. But I only can communicate with it telepathically within 100 feet.
Okay, so I'll give you 100 range, 100 feet of range on this. So the first thing you see is a little tunnel with almost a small waterfall going down it. I'm going to ping it. It's right over here. You start to see some holes in the cavern system again, on the ceiling, in the sides. And that
Can I
gets
like
down here.
track? Can I track him at all?
Sure. If you wanna roll for that. I don't know if is Sova able to use tracking skills?
I've got perception. Can I
Yeah,
just, like-
I'll let you roll perception, and that's about I'll let you roll
Okay.
perception.
Mm. 17.
You can just see a few misplaced rocks down the path, and then you can see some misplaced rocks right by the sort of small little tunnel water slide.
So water slide as in like there's a waterfall, or like can
It's
Sova
like a
fly over it?
it's not like a full blown waterfall, but there's water trickling, shallow water kind of just cascading over a very tight tunnel hole.
That's gonna make some stalagmites.
Okay. I'm gonna have Silva continue flying south.
Okay. You see another hole, this time in the ceiling over here, and you see another hole in the bottom down here. And then you see a wider mouth of another cave entrance over here, and that's the limit, I'm going to say, for now.
Okay. All right, I'll fly back and I will relay this information to everybody. I don't see the dwarf,
He's fast.
and so on the layout of.
He's
what's-
clearly not fast. We're still here waiting for him.
No, I
Clearly
mean,
If we
lying.
find
he's fast at
if
running
we
away.
find him, he's coming with us, but he isn't a priority for us at the moment.
Nope. Do we continue moving forward, or do we break down the barricade? and
So
follow
was
after
the
him?
I guess my intention as wisdom is to basically retrace my steps to the quickest way out of this cave.
Okay.
Peter.
Yeah, I guess is that behind the barricade, or is that the way
That's what I was going to ask Peter. Like,
The path
wisdom
that you
wouldn't spend
know-
time like going down side paths and anything like that.
The path that wisdom knows is through the barricade.
Break down the barricade.
All right.
Yeah, then we go through the barricade. I
Let-
kind of wanted to. Yeah, perfect.
All right. I'm gonna attack it then.
Do
Assuming
you just
that's.
want me to burn it down?
I figured we could at least break it.
Okay.
Burning it might take a little longer.
Go ahead and roll an attack, and then it automatically hits. And then, well, I mean, unless you critical fail.
Yeah,
I
that's-
really want to
that's
see what happens if you crit fail.
Okay, and then roll damage. Yes, so you are able to just absolutely punch clean through a hole in the center of this barricade, and that hole kind of creates a chain reaction, allowing the rest of the wooden spikes and pillars to fall kind of tumbling down, and it creates a small hurdle, but definitely you guys can now get past the barricade.
Respectfully, I would like to search the dead door for some sort of like identification, something like that.
You can go ahead and roll investigation.
Investigation, that is my forte.
Zero. Nice.
Wait, what did you roll? 8?
An 8.
You begin to investigate, and I mean, you just find kind of the normal things that you would find on a dwarven guard, as far as you can tell, including an empty little flask.
Okay. Does he have a dagger or hand axe perchance?
Yes, he does. He has
Looting the dead. Wow.
Some things never changed. Hi, Elron.
He has
Right.
an
It's,
iron mace,
Oh,
And-
that's not.
small iron dagger.
Oh, that would be helpful.
Did we find any
Never
keys
mind.
on him?
Actually, that is helpful.
Um,
Yeah, I'm not gonna loot the
you
dead.
you do find a set of keys, and as far as you can tell, the keys have they're just kind of splayed out. If that makes sense.
Okay, so they weren't
they've
so they
been
weren't like
used.
on him, but they were like nearby, or
No, they're still attached to his belt.
okay.
But they're just kind of like he's on his back dead, and the keys are just kind of splayed out on his waist.
Dishonor.
We've kind of
We
slowed
sh-
down and lost some time. Should we continue?
Yeah, I think I guess I'll grab the keys if no one else is going to.
Onward.
These could come in handy if we
Wisdom would be leading this foray, right?
Yeah.
Is the whatever chains that the dude was locked up in, are they here somewhere?
No, they are not.
So he might still have his chains on. He might not have found the keys or thought about them.
All right.
Yeah,
We shall
take 'em.
continue along the path that would retrace my steps out the way I came in, Peter.
Okay.
I love Doc's
So
very
I don't know if
careful
that's
way of
like a
being
left
like,
or right, but I'm trying to get through this cave quickly, and I know I did it once without a problem. So I'm hoping if I just take the same path again, well, clearly that's changed, but you know what I'm getting at.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so you guys can continue along, and I'll, tell you if you guys see anything. Okay. You see something as soon as you hear something as soon as you get to this point. You hear the sounds of what sounds like rocks, kind of pebbles falling, and you hear some wiggling.
Wiggling, huh?
Which direction?
It's from this little small tunnel.
Oh, the one that I
Big
conveniently
waterfall.
stepped right next to.
Yes.
Check it out, Yaru.
Can I peer? Can I peer
Yes,
into
you
the,
can.
the depths?
Yes, you can. Roll perception.
Perception.
You're so close
Rip.
that you are able to see the shape of a dwarf wiggling around.
Can I seize him by the ankles and yank him out of the tunnel?
Nice.
You can tell that he's, farther than an arm's reach away.
are we going noodling?
Can I? Can I, in a commanding voice, say, "Come out of there, or I'll stab you in somewhere you don't want to be stabbed"?
gonna
You
get
hear the
The
sound
brown
of
rapier.
the wiggling stop, and you hear, "I damn well would if I could. I'm stuck."
Is it a different voice than the one we heard before?
No, it's not. No, it's
Okay.
not. I just added a little bit more,
Pissed off.
out of it.
Love it.
So I'm gonna look up at the rest of the party and say, "We have a dwarf stuck in a tunnel, wedged,
helpful.
if you will."
I'm guessing Mage Hand can't help here. It's probably
No,
not gonna.
just use a rope.
Yaru, you grab a leg, I'll grab a leg.
Yaru looks
Please
at
leave it
looks
beyond,
at
like reaching distance.
Yaru looks at Wisdom, and then he looks at his pants, and he looks back at Wisdom, and he's like, "How about I'll get my pants dirty?"
Somebody have a rope.
I have a
I've
rope.
got-
I would say we
will
should
my
all have rope.
smoky- Can we walk? You said he's out of reach. Can we like move forward to get in reach, or is there something blocking us from?
Yeah, it's just that the tunnel is pretty tight, and so it's also sloped and a little bit slippery.
Oh, I am dumb. If I use my arms that have 10 feet of reach, will that get to him?
Go gadget arms.
Go, gadget.
Okay, yeah, we'll say that definitely reaches.
Man.
Okay.
I never have the spells I want or the spells I need when I need them.
All right. Well,
Or
I'll
you
go
use-
ahead and pop out the.
Could have used grease. We're gonna grease them up.
Yeah, but then he's on the other side. We want him up here.
Well,
Who is that
that's why we're
character
gonna
in-
grease his backside to pull him out.
Who is that character in Street Fighter with the super long arms? That's Doc.
I never played Street Fighter.
Couldn't tell you. The only person that comes to mind is Blanca.
What
What
what platform was Street Fighter played on? PlayStation?
What do you want me to roll?
There
I
you
mean,
go.
originally it was an arcade game.
Okay.
I mean, what do you normally? I mean, you use your
Strength.
arms as a weapon. I would
Strength
say
check?
street. Yeah.
Dalsim.
Okay.
That was his
The
name.
arms let me use my wisdom modifier in place of my strength modifier for strength
I-
checks.
I see that, and I will. Yeah, that's fine.
He's like, "I will allow it."
Okay, so here's the strength check, and then basically just add 3 to whatever was rolled. Uh-oh, I don't like the sound of that. I heard an oof.
Could've
Your
been better.
arms stretch down, and you grab onto his legs. He's actually face first down the hole, and you only can see his backside and his legs. And you start yanking, and he's in there. He is tightly in there. Water is now kind of unable to fully properly get through, so there's
Oh,
some
no.
water that's kind of splashing all around him.
Will someone-
Yeah, I
would
see
one
that.
anchor me
I see
inside
that
and help
Wisdom is having trouble, so I grab onto his belt and give him a good
I was
yank.
gonna say I can help
We'll
as
do a
well.
countdown.
Okay, so
I
go
will
ahead and
s-
roll with advantage.
I'll snicker in the corner.
Oh wait, I think I have. Do I have guidance? I'm dumb. I have guidance too, so I would like to use
You
guidance.
can't guidance yourself.
Oh, you can't.
No,
Ugh.
sorry.
You touch one willing creature. I'm a willing creature. Right?
We've always played that you can't guidance yourself.
Okay.
Can't
Alright.
touch. You can't touch
Up,
yourself,
up
Doug.
to you, Peter.
Yeah, usually it would say like it would include yourself in the description somewhere.
Yeah, it would say like you could touch yourself, like type of thing.
But it doesn't specify that you
Who
can't
cast
touch
guidance?
yourself.
It
That's
it doesn't
what
say he
it's
can't
talking
touch
about, right?
himself.
Exactly.
Wisdom, did you cast
Yes.
guidance, or did the divination wizard cast guidance?
I have.
Nation
guidance?
wizard.
I don't even know
Well, it's
if I
a
have
divination
guidance.
cantrip. So I'm just.
I don't have.
I don't
guidance.
think he has it.
I mean,
It's-
if we
it's
really,
it's a
if
collective thing.
if I really wanted to help you, I could just cast enhance ability, and give you advantage on strength
Hey,
checks.
doesn't your bardic inspiration help with ability checks?
I mean, yeah.
You
Again,
can also just get help
That's
and
fair.
get advantage. You know, that's one of the
Well,
options.
right, but I'm trying to beef it up. So I don't care either
Um,
way. But so are you going to rule that I am not included in the guidance purview?
I'm gonna say guidance. You touch one willing creature. I'm gonna say you can't touch yourself.
you heard it here first, folks. You can't touch yourself in in Peter's D
You
and D
told me.
campaign.
Peter told me I couldn't touch myself.
I said it, I just knew.
I was ready. I'll give you a bar. I'll like play a little tune
So
on my
16
bagpipes.
A 16, you are able to pull him really hard on his legs, and
Stop resisting.
you know, like an uncorked
You are
bottle,
being rescued. Do not resist.
and he is now on his belly, getting dragged by his legs, and he is now on the same level as Yaru.
I went to like put hands behind his back on the
Yeah,
on
can
the
we
ground.
tie him up? I'd like to tie him
Yeah,
up.
that's fine. You can go ahead and put his hands behind his back. If you're gonna tie him up, that's
I'm going to assist Wisdom in tying him up.
Okay, so I believe that's dexterity, right? Or is there a specific one? I forgot.
Sleight of hand?
Sleight of
I think
hand,
it's
yeah.
more than
Ooh, maybe I should tie him up and Wisdom help me.
Yeah, sure. I'm holding his hand, so I'm
All right, I'll tie him up. I'm assuming I get advantage, right?
Yeah, just roll a baby. Okay, so you're able to tie his hands up. Do you also want to tie his legs up?
Sure.
Okay, so
We're not
you fully hog tie this dwarf. His arms and legs are tied behind his back, and he's just kind of wiggling a little bit.
Can I hang him from the nearest stalagmite?
Do you can roll strength?
No, I'm just kidding. I won't do that. I'm just kidding.
You can bash him against the nearest stalagmite.
I just want to prop him up in a way that he can see everything. He doesn't have to cran his neck.
I want to make sure that I have like my foot pulled up, but as soon as we can see, or as soon as Yaru props him up, what's your name?
My name.
Yeah. Is it Chasm?
Peter's trying to get in character. Dude, nice deep breath. Okay, I got the voice down. I know what I'm gonna say. Steamroll
Immediately
it.
broken. He's so mad at himself.
That was pretty good.
Alright.
I'm only a little mad.
Oh, only a little.
My name is Dwoy. I'm sorry, Doran Dweebottom. Doran Dweebottom.
Do you feel bad for killing that man?
I don't feel bad at all.
Wisdom will walk away. If anybody, are you guys gonna talk to him at all?
Is that all we're gonna do? We're gonna tie this dude up and just leave him?
No, we're taking him. We're taking him, but I didn't want to.
Oh, okay.
If you guys wanted to talk to him, I didn't want to.
We know. Did we ask him where he's from? I forget if we asked that.
No.
Like, is he from the No, because the conclave's gnomes, right?
Conclave is gnomes, but the
Okay,
majority
so
of the
he would not
continent
be
is
from there.
dwarves.
Okay, so he would not be from. Because I was trying to think if he would have had something to do with the conclave, but he doesn't.
Okay.
So that's why I was asking.
If there's no questions, we can just drag him along.
I mean, I feel like we should have questions.
Ask him questions then.
Why were you captured?
I was captured for being a freedom fighter, for being passionate about my country and my kin.
What's your country?
My country, the
Yeah.
Iron Hills.
I turned to Wisdom and I'm like, you don't know this guy?
What were you
This
fighting
is a normal.
against?
This is a normal dwarf, right? This isn't a gray dwarf.
No, this is just a normal dwarf.
Okay.
No, I'm legitimately turning to Wisdom and I'm like, you don't know this guy?
I don't know every dwarf on the continent yard. Do you know every elf in the Fae?
I'm not going to answer that question. I turned back to the dwarf and I'm like, do you know this tiefling?
I know
Thanks, because I've
legend.
intentionally been hiding my hood up and hiding my identity. to
It's
this
not
point.
not penetrated
Okay, well,
for Yaru.
then if that's the case, he'll say, "Well, I damn well can't see him, can I?"
Do you know of a tiefling then? Let me ask it that way.
A tiefling?
Yaru. I just kind of went to bark out
I look around
"Chill with
surprised.
this.
What?
Try something else.
I'm genuinely confused.
But he said, yeah, he cut you off, says Yaru. Keep me out of it.
Now I'm really confused. Because because what's going through Yaru's head right now is Wisdom is supposed to be this, player in the leadership of the Iron Hills, and we have this guy who says he's a freedom fighter. So I'm trying to figure out if he's aligned to the same group that Wisdom's aligned to, but Wisdom doesn't want me to ask questions about that. So I'm really confused.
Wisdom doesn't want you to reveal that he's Wisdom.
Is this a conversation you guys are having out loud?
I mean,
I guess you would know that that's.
I'm 100% okay with that being the
This
case.
conversation is happening.
All
you
right,
know?
I will walk up to
No,
Wisdom.
it's
All
not.
right. I will walk up to Wisdom away from the prisoner and have this conversation. Be like, bro,
There you go. There you go.
what's happening here?
Bro.
Not very period appropriate.
Period. Listen.
Bruh. What do you do?
Listen here, Pog Chip.
Listen here, my fellow chasm crosser. No. What gives?
So
I thought you're big time around here.
it's probably better to leave my name out of it if you were trying to get information out of me.
But didn't you leave this place on good terms?
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's just that not everybody on the Iron Hill sees eye to eye, and if this man is an enemy of the Iron Council, if this man is seeking to rebel against the Iron Council, then he'll just be that much harder to talk to if he knows there's a member of the Iron Council here.
Makes sense to me.
So Yar's like, okay, and he goes back to the prisoner and says, "What are you rebelling against?"
I'm
Good
rebelling
question.
against the corrupt Iron Council, of course.
Ah, Yaru nods sagely, and he says, "That's interesting. What are they doing? That's corrupt. I'm new here to these parts, this realm."
They
Yes.
have recently made a series of catastrophic decisions that my kin, the other rebels, and I believe will lead to the end of the Iron Hills.
Who's driving these catastrophic decisions? Do you think? Who's the ringleader?
He kind of looks at you and goes, "What's a council? It's a group consensus."
Yeah, but usually there's one person who's kind of steering the ship. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, there is. King, let me get my names.
Arlog.
Barlog the Brawler.
The brawler. not really a title you want for your king.
I would agree with that.
So what I mean, what kind of decisions is he making? Like, what's he doing that's so bad?
Well, he's ended his rule over the Grey Dwarfs. They
Ended?
fought for their freedom and won it. And many of us olden dwarves believe that the Grey Dwarfs are inferior.
Yaru frowns a little bit. Okay. What else?
We also have been having plenty of issues with the coal pits and the mines. Workers are very unhappy. Times have become a little harder recently.
Anything specific in the mines? Like you're not finding, the minerals you're searching for?
I
mean, it is.
Sorry, I had a question for Peter. The guard that we found dead and the guards that were escorting him, were they also dwarves, or were they?
They were dwarves. They were dwarves. The two guards were
Okay.
dwarves.
Okay.
So, like, I'm hearing you that like the mines aren't doing as well as they should, and like the Grey Dwarfs have won their freedom, but I'm not really hearing like the spark that would like spark rebellion. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not feeling like obviously you're fired up about it, but like I'm not really sure why.
Well, then, how can you ever understand?
Well, I'm trying to. Is this really the only reason the mines aren't going well and the Grey Dwarves are free? Like, is that really the reason?
It takes a second, and sort of, you can tell he's like thinking. He's like, kind of, and you imagine like in his head, he's like, is that enough? He kind of looks back.
I'm gatekeeping rebellion right now.
He kind of looks back at you and says, "Does not matter why. It's already begun."
Yaru's just kind of like nonplussed. He's like, "Man, y'all gotta get better rebellions around here."
He kind of scoffs at that.
I'm like, all right, cool. Y'all, you hang out. I'll be right back. And I kind of go back to the party, and Wisdom, are you over here, or are you over here with everybody else?
I mean, so I went back with everybody else after I asked him what his name was, essentially.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the group, and I'm gonna just basically, relay everything I learned. Apparently, they were rebelling for some dumb reason about the Grey Dwarves. I don't think this guy really, like, has put a lot of thought into why he's rebelling. He's just doing it because it's cool or because, whatever reason. So
Ballpark, how old is this dwarf? Like, is he a younger on the side of dwarves?
He's on the younger side. He's about like 200.
Okay. So the Grey Dwarves, just so you guys are aware, the Grey Dwarves got their freedom 400 years ago. It wasn't necessarily a recent thing.
I'm gonna ask Wisdom, why is it that this dwarf is saying Grey Dwarves are inferior? Like, where does that come from?
And I'll give you like a brief history. Like there's the Iron Hill dwarf. Well, there's dwarves and there's Grey Dwarves, and the Iron Hill dwarves were like slave masters of the Grey Dwarves, and then they got their freedom 400 years ago, and there's still been a lot of tension since. Some people like the old ways, apparently.
So, and remind me again, who is the Iron? So, Wisdom is part of the Iron Council, right?
Yeah. So,
and who are they?
There's dwarves, there's gnomes, there's all sorts of different factions. So, and then essentially from each of these factions is someone on the Iron Council.
Okay, so they have representatives from each.
5 members on the Iron Council, including Wisdom or his stand-in.
Okay, because I was about to ask. For a second, I thought the Iron Council was only the gnomes, like only your group.
No.
And I was like, then why were dwarven guards escorting him? Like something's not adding up, but okay, that makes sense then.
It's like a representation of everything in the
Yeah.
continent.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not really sure if the Iron Council is actually corrupt or if just there's people who are unhappy with the whole Grey Dwarf situation. But it's like, I feel like if it was enough to cause a rebellion, it would have been simmering for like at least the last 100 years. So I'm gonna ask Wisdom's like, is this something that was brewing when you left, or is this like recent?
Relations. I mean, nobody takes well to being someone else's property. So relations have never been good, and they haven't really improved that much since the Grey Dwarves earned their freedom, attained their freedom.
Okay, so go ahead.
Peter, how close? So Wisdom's kind of plan is to just drag this guy to the nearest guards and dump him off, because it's not really our job to take him in. But where's like the closest civilization area we were going to find guards? Is it like all the way to the Iron Fortress? Is there something like on the mouth of the cave on the other side?
So all you know is that this section of caves, this portion of the path towards Barlog's Crag, is heavily patrolled, and so patrols of dwarven guards come through often.
Come through the caves often?
Exactly.
Okay. Well, then I will relay that to the group. Like, this is a small fish compared to what's on all of our plates. All we need to do is get him to the guard, and it's out of our hands. They'll take care of it from there. Any disagreement?
No.
Yeah, are there any more questions? Okay.
No.
Well, then I will pretty rough. I won't even say a word, but just wordlessly go and kind of grab him by like where his hands are bound and pick him up, and we'll start trekking.
Okay.
Hood up. I'm doing my best to maintain. First thing out of Yaru's words. Hey, do you know this tiefling? Love it. That was
Okay.
beautiful.
I mean, you hadn't said that you were trying to hide your identity.
Yeah, you're right.
I thought you were just being shady just to be shady, because like you've been that
No.
way this whole time.
It's understandable.
So the party marches on then. So go ahead
Yeah.
and just keep on trucking along.
We're gonna keep on trucking. I'll just go to what looks like any sort of little cutoff, I guess, or every couple blocks.
Okay. And Silas.
Yeah. So the plan is anytime we find,
you guys are just all following along.
yeah, anytime there's a two-man guard, anything where I would like to hail them.
Okay.
Hopefully, we come and we find them before we find spiders. And you said the farther we got down that there started to be like holes in the ceiling again, right?
Yeah. So you see a hole over here, and you see a hole over here, and you can go
How
up
high
to
are the
get.
ceilings?
It's about like 10 feet
Okay.
in this specific part of the cave system.
I have no intention of investigating them unless weird stuff comes out of them or we hear stuff coming out
Is
of them.
anyone going to investigate any of the holes?
I'll take a gander.
Which specific hole are you going to investigate?
The chasm.
I'll investigate the
Roll
one that
to
looks.
Investigate holes.
I'll investigate the hole that looks most like the chasm.
I don't know what that means.
I'll investigate a hole as well.
Follow your heart, Peter.
There's this one and there's this one right now.
I'll investigate this one.
Okay, so go ahead and roll perception.
Some bad rolls.
No, that is good enough. You see, you just barely get a glimpse of this massive, pale, sort of almost reddish eye, and in a second it's gone, and you see a little bit more movement, and then nothing.
Cool.
That's concerning.
Oh. Someone send a fireball in there, please.
Guys,
Yes.
We all stop, or I stop.
Spit it out, Yaru.
there's a large eye in this hole.
Poke it.
Well, it's quite large, and it's gone now. It's concerning.
So it was gonna take off full
maybe
speed for it.
Yeah, maybe.
I see your large eye and issue one large yike.
One singular yike.
Okay.
This yike is so large it could fill a whole chasm.
Boo.
So Sova's gonna take off after it. So Sova is gonna go into the hole and look around.
Yeah. How big a hole is it? It's big enough.
It's just
for Silver, right?
nonstop.
It's just like a
Just feel
foot
around.
wide.
It's just a foot wide.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, it wasn't that the like was okay. This isn't a giant creature then.
Yep. So he'll go in it and
It's everything I can do to not
Check
make
it out.
jokes right now.
Please don't stand on ceremony.
Anytime there's a cave system, a lot of under thunder. Okay, so Sova goes into the entrance and kind of looks around and just sees this massive, smooth, bored out tunnel that's very narrow, about maybe, like a perfect, almost like a perfectly circular 12-foot hole. And it just
12
kind of tunnel. It just kind of goes through.
like straight, or is it a curve?
It curves around, but it's pretty gentle curve, and there's no side of whatever was in there.
Okay. We'll bring him back then.
Okay.
Well, whatever it was, it seems to be gone now.
Let's move quickly. Yeah,
Okay. You guys come
keep
to
on trucking.
you
Maybe a
guys
little
come
faster
to-
than we were previously.
You guys come to a cross in the road. There's 3 separate paths, and wisdom, you can go ahead and roll wisdom to see, or intelligence, I forget which one is used for memory, to see if you can remember exactly which path to go down.
You want a history check then?
That's fine. History check.
That's also his forte, guys. So no worries. Oh, I still have advantage on.
Dang. It's too bad.
11's not bad. That's maybe we're not going to get completely lost.
Okay, so you can tell it's definitely either this one or this one.
Okay.
Nice.
Which one's going to lead to the corner of the map? Let's metagame here a little bit. Kidding.
Corner is the exit.
Without skipping a stride, we're going to go straight down this one and not let on at all that I'm not 100% sure I know which direction we're going.
Okay, go ahead and carry on.
Sweet.
Can I roll insight to see if wisdom is sure which way he's going?
Yeah, sure.
You've got the back of a cloaked head. This DC better be like 45.
Please, body language, man.
Yeah, you can't tell.
I'm not, except for my charisma checks, I'm really not rolling well tonight.
Okay, you guys can keep trucking along. You come to another larger sort of cavern that's about 15 feet tall ceiling. There's definitely more holes in the surrounding walls and ceiling, and you can keep on marching along.
And the dwarf, Dwory is just trucking along too, yeah?
Durin Dweebottom is following along, yes.
Durin, sorry. Type that wrong. All right. We shall continue on. I assume that if there was something notable before you unblocked it, that we would recon it, but we'll just keep on going since this is we're in the Texas of caves.
Okay, you got the party encounters one final sort of. Is anyone going to investigate any more holes?
Oh, I'll investigate a hole.
You'll investigate a hole. Which one? That one?
This one.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. Are you just going to look in? Okay, investigation 13. You don't see anything.
This hole's clear, guys.
And then Wisdom comes to a final fork in the road. He can roll to once again see if he remembers which way.
Well, there's another fort. Okay.
Okay.
Do I remember if this was the wrong way after back?
He would briefly sort of recognize this northern path.
Sick. We're just gonna keep up. Well, I guess it's not a facade at this point, but he's gonna kind of let out a sigh of relief. Now that things are starting to look maybe a little familiar.
Okay.
And there's not been any sort of other like foot traffic either.
No, as far as you can tell, no. The party comes finally to another split in the path, except this time you can see clearly where the cave system ends, and you can see daylight to the left of the party.
We're almost there.
And are you guys just gonna go straight out?
That's Wisdom's plan.
Yeah, I think that's our
We
plan.
got a schedule to keep.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
We didn't
Okay.
have to fight the weird word thing. Let's go.
Okay, the party is able to exit the cave system and comes out into the other side. And upon exiting, the party finds a 6-manned dwarven patrol.
Is this a traditional dwarven, like Iron Council dwarven patrol?
You would be
How
able
are
to
they
tell
dressed?
that these are iron dwarves with their
Okay.
full guard uniforms and armor.
Gotcha. I wanted to make sure we weren't walking into like a rebellion squad. Okay. Well, we'll truck on out.
Okay. Upon exiting, sunlight hits the party's faces, and the leader turns, spots the party, and begins to walk up with a greeting. Ho there!
Ho.
Ho there yourself.
Greetings.
There yourself.
Glad to
Wisdom's
see
gonna
you.
get-
Go ahead.
He's going to cut to the chase. So, like, if this guy's going to start with pleasantries, Wisdom's going to say, "This dwarf is responsible for the murder of a guardsman in the cave. He's all yours."
Hail the king.
You can now kind of now that you are closer to the patrol, you can tell that the leader is the one who greeted you. He has more ornate armor, and he, kind of has the sort of stern, aged look of a more experienced warrior. And he kind of immediately just nods and says, "I will take it from here." And he walks over and begins to tighten the knots already tied on Durin. And in the
Be careful.
process,
He might
Durin,
have friends.
and in the process, Durin calls out, "I'll not forget this. I'll not forget this, you bastards."
Actions
This-
have consequences.
Is this Mr. OP version 2?
We never did find that guy.
Oh, he'll be back.
He's going to start breaking fourth walls. This is what's going to happen.
Okay, and on that note, you guys can just continue on your path.
Wait, what do you mean, Doc, breaking fourth walls? He exists in this universe.
Like, it's the campaign wall. There's
No, don't you remember?
Yeah.
Y'all found a map, and the map had a single word at the top. It said Throckthunder.
It's correct.
That's true.
This is one contained universe. I mean, I guess, yeah, it could be.
Faraway land.
Just up to Peter.
Faraway land. Okay, so you guys have now gotten back onto the safer part of the road towards the Iron Hills, and upon traveling for a little bit more time, you guys come to a final cross in the roads. The southern path leads to the Conclave. The western path leads towards the capital city of the Iron Dwarves, the Barlog's Crag, and in kind of a smaller sort of offshoot of that western path, there is a sort of northwestern path that leads towards the Iron Fortress and the coal pits.
I do also want to warn this squad about the creepy crawly that Yaru had seen too. That these caves need to be cleared if because this is like a main thoroughfare to the airship dock, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so you don't generally those things probably should be along the walkway. So I'll recommend that a squad go in and
Tell him about the
Kill it.
chasm. It didn't look safe.
Beware the chasm.
Okay, and at this point of the road, you guys have to decide where you want to go.
steep fall.
Okay.
The conclave.
I was gonna say we might as well follow Wisdom. He's the one who knows this area the best.
What's
Jailbreak,
the weather like
jailbreak.
right now?
It's pretty sunny. It's pretty sunny.
Okay.
And
Well,
so
I mean, we're not
party
trying to kill ourselves,
travels.
but we're booking.
Party travels along a road that kind of gets narrower and narrower, and you also are traveling uphill for quite some time now. And you also notice over time that the environment around you is getting more heavily and heavily forested. The grass is getting a little greener almost, until you finally come across a first outer set of what appears to be a ramshackle sort of wooden palisaded set of walls. And they're not your normal height palisades, they're kind of a little bit shorter. And upon approaching, you see two gnomish guards who spot the party from a distance and call out, "Ho there! Greetings!"
Wisdom will put his hood down and kind of, he's not going to sprint, but he's definitely going to quicken his pace and just like throw up a hand rather than try to have a conversation yelling from forever far away.
Okay, and upon seeing this, one of the gnomish guards will exclaim, "Ah! He has returned!" And then the other gnomish guard will run kind of behind one of the palisades and then just bring out a large kind of brass bell and just start banging it along. And, slowly and steadily, you walk into this sort of medium-sized gnomish town that is heavily forested, and you can tell it's pretty well defended. You know, there's gnomish guards here and there, and you can also tell that it's still kind of going uphill until there's this sort of large plateau at the top where another set of wooden barricades are, this time larger and sturdier. And
I would have told the group before we got inside any of the gates, please, this is my home, behave yourselves. Maybe holds his eye contact with Yaru for a second longer than the others.
What? What are you looking at me
Mr.
for?
Jailbreak. Mr. Jailbreak.
okay, and the party
Who doesn't love a
visits
good jailbreak?
the inner walls of the conclave. And you guys can go ahead and drag your tokens at the entrance gate.
So this is inside the outer walls, but outside the inner walls.
Correct. So there's two sets of walls. There's the outer walls, which have the majority of the settlement, and then there's the inner walls of the conclave, which is where the more important figures rest. And you guys can go ahead and walk in. You see several gnomes all mingling about.
So whoever was was on guard, the first people that kind of talked to us. Wisdom would do like a little bit of like light pleasantries. You know, it's good to see you again. But I need to speak to Eldon. Is he here?
So you would know that he usually resides in the. Are you asking a question to one of the guards?
Yeah. So like one of the guardsmen right at the outer gate. Yeah.
He would say he's just in the main town hall, and that main town hall is this center building over here.
Okay. I guess I would talk to the group. Feel free if you want to. Feel free to follow me if you want. Otherwise, make yourselves at home. Make yourself comfortable. My home is your home. And Wisdom's like a little more. He's not loosey goosey by any means, but he's definitely a little more at ease at the moment than he has been otherwise.
I'm just gonna follow Wisdom.
You guys just gonna follow along Wisdom?
Yeah, like
No.
I'm not trying to be. I'm going straight to the larger. Is this the gathering hall?
Correct.
I'll make my way to the gathering.
I'm gonna wander over to this gnome and strike up a conversation.
Well, and I'm still dragging a few tokens over, but you would see that there are several gnomes, all of whom recognize and sort of wave at Wisdom.
It's rare, but he smiles back. Hey, how you doing? It's good to see you.
We don't have to have an in-game conversation, Peter.
No, you're good. So you go up to this gnome and you go,
Yeah, I just want to have a casual conversation.
okay. So you walk up and he looks over to you and sort of acknowledges you, but hasn't quite spoken or said anything yet. Oh, you're going to that one. That one's a girl. So you go up to her and you kind of speak up. Doesn't quite acknowledge you yet. Any reaction from Yaru? Any?
I'm thinking, how do I want to play this?
Oh, Lord.
I'm just gonna casually remark, that tiefling's the worst. Am I right?
She's gonna look at you quizzically and go, "Well, who the hell are you?"
Ah, I'm Yaru. Who are you?
Me? I'm Tristan.
Tristan. Okay. Do you live here?
What does it look like to you? And she kind of, remarks in a sassy way back.
I don't know. I'm new here. I don't know. I don't know anything.
Clearly.
I'm just gonna say, I'm adventuring in this area for the first time. I'm just searching for information about the surrounding area. If you have a few seconds to talk.
Well, what do you want to know?
Well, I ran into this dwarf who said he was a freedom fighter. Would like to know more about what that was all about, if you know anything.
That sounds like business from the big city. We don't usually worry about that stuff here. Don't bring that here.
Okay, so y'all aren't really touched.
We like to have a good time.
Y'all aren't really touched by anything going on with the Iron Council or anything like that.
Well, that's kind of the point of this place. We're independent, and we enjoy living a life outside of that damn city.
So the dwarves don't bother you guys up here then?
No, they tend to stay out of our hair.
You guys have any trade established though with the big city?
Of course, we're on the Iron Council.
Oh, you're on the Iron Council. Is it your chief that's on the Iron Council, or is it that tiefling dude person?
She kind of again looks at you quizzically and goes, "Who's asking?"
Me, Yaru. I thought we met. Hi.
And who the hell is Yaru? I've never heard of Yaru.
I'm probably the only one.
She kind of looks at you quizzically and goes, "Why don't you go talk to Why don't you go over to the big hut and talk to, hold on. Eldon.
Elvin? Who wants to talk to Elvin?
And she points over at Big Hut in the center.
At Big Hut.
And you can also tell that all of these gnomish houses are, they're gnome sized. So they're smaller. The party wouldn't be able to get in these without kind of bending down and kind of waddling in.
So they're hobbit houses?
Exactly. They are hobbit
Pretty
houses. That's a great description.
Okay. Noted.
All right. While he's talking, we'll head on in, stooped and all.
Okay. Upon entering the inside of the townhouse, you see a gathering of gnomes, all eating merrily, drinking merrily, and having a pretty good time. And across the main gnomish dining table, across the hall, you see a set of 3 large gnomish seats. And upon one of those seats, the main seat, you see a gnomish figure who, let me go to my exact description over here. He wears this sort of unique cloak of badger fur. He has this long white beard that almost reaches the ground. He has this bald, almost, you can't tell yet, but it has a little bit of color on top, almost like it's shaved. And, he kind of spots Wisdom, stands up, and kind of loudly proclaims, "Welcome, old friend."
If it's possible, Wisdom will try to bow his head a little more.
Okay.
And scurry his way over.
Okay, does the party follow along inside?
I go inside with him, yes.
Yep.
Okay, and I'll also say, just once again, that the party's going to have to duck their heads to get down inside of this. But once they're inside, it's a little bit of a higher ceiling, so you guys can all stand up. And as the party walks in, the town hall gets a little quiet, and all the gnomes kind of shush and are kind of awestruck by this assembly of a party, right? There's quite the cast of characters, and they're not used to other gnomes, except for, of course, the tiefling.
Wisdom finally understanding that he's supposed to be responsible for introductions. Will introduce you all. So he addresses the gnomes in the room first. He says, "Friends, these are my friends." And then that's about all the introduction Wisdom is going to do. It's going to continue on over to Eldon.
Heartwarming.
I do reference everybody that's in there. I'm like, hey, there's plenty of food. Find a seat wherever you can.
Okay.
Or follow and join the
Hard to
conversation.
respond or react in any shape or form? Or are you guys just going to stand there kind of, and just watch and observe?
Let's say I'm a stranger here. I'm not gonna butt myself in. I'm gonna let Cash do the talking because he's gonna be able to find out. Plus,
Cash's not doing a lot of
Cash is
talking
very
these
dead.
days.
Christ,
We do
I
have
don't
some
know.
goo, though.
we do have some goo. Yeah, present the goo and see what it says. No, I've done that so long and I don't know why. No, let Wisdom talk just because he's the one that's got the information in the letter.
That's right. All right, so I'll go up. I'll kind of come over to Eldon and sit crisscross applesauce in front of him, kind of head bowed, and let him talk first.
Greetings. I'm glad to see you. Obviously, you heard about what's happened and you came. I'm so glad you're here.
What happened?
Well,
Urkel, a traitor?
You were as shocked as I am, my friend. Your good friend Urkel, who replaced your seat on the Iron Council for us, he went away to the big city and was with the Iron Council for but a week before we got a notification that, he has been taken in for being a traitor, and they haven't given us any news. They haven't given us why or how. All they've told us is that he's being sent to the Iron Fortress and being sent to the coal pits.
Eldon, this is Urkel we're talking about. There's no way.
You are as surprised as I am. I mean, this is, I have to say, this is one of the most shocking things I've seen in my time among the Conclave, and that's a long, long time.
How long of a travel distance is it from here to, like, the city, to the Iron Council that's in the city?
It would be about a day as well.
Okay.
And you guys arrived at about, like, we'll say like 3 p.m., 4 p.m., and now the sun is, just getting close to sunset.
Has anybody reached out to see where's the evidence? There can't be evidence.
The evidence is that the king has said he's a traitor and has overruled the Iron Council. And then we got outvoted.
The king.
And the king.
Well, it sounds like there's nothing that we can do. On to the next one.
Every gnome in the place pulls out a firearm.
And XP.
Terrible.
I mean, yeah, Peter, we really only have to complete complete the Iron Hills, right? It doesn't say how, by conquest or by, being kind,
Hey,
right?
the milestone system is a milestone, and when you guys come across the milestones I've set up, you'll level up.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if burning down a gnome town hall is one of my milestones, but I'm flexible.
It will be.
Way to find out, really.
We won't know till we try.
That would be quite the curveball. The party turns into Jeff the Wizard for one session.
Yeah, but you'd love it.
I mean, I would be horrified. But I would laugh, yeah. Okay,
Eldon,
go ahead.
I don't know. Tell me what to do. Do I go to Barlog? Do I go try to speak to Urkel directly?
Well, I think either or. I would imagine if you go to the king, he's going to want some evidence. He's going to want to, if you're trying to prove him innocent, you're going to have to prove his case before the king. And that's a hard sell right now. And if you go to the Iron Fortress, I'm not sure they'd let you in without the council's permission. And,
My name means nothing now? Is the conclave off the Iron Council?
We're not off of it. No, I've stepped into place for our seat for the time being, but I'm not going anywhere near the city while this is going on. I'm governing from a distance, and things aren't looking good. We might lose our seat.
All I'm hearing is he's a little bitch.
Does Stark say that out loud?
Fuck no. Absolutely not.
Is chaotic neutral like the kind what alignment would say something like that? Because I want to make a character who would say stuff like that at all times.
True neutral.
Eldon's gonna kind of
neutral?
squint
Okay.
his eyes.
Next character.
Eldon's gonna kind of squint his eyes at Wisdom and then go, "Well, you left recently. You didn't have anything to do with this, did you?" And he's gonna kind of look. We'll say it's almost like a look of suspicion. Did you hear that?
Yeah, no, I did. I'm processing. Wisdom is gonna laugh. He's gonna laugh at first until he looks up and sees what appears to be genuine Can I roll? I want to roll insight to see if he's being genuine about this sort of accusation.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Something I'm actually good at.
Yeah, so I mean, you can tell. I mean, you know from your history with this character that you know, he's always been a little bit harsh on you, and he has the utmost respect for you, but he doesn't know kind of who to trust at this point. So you can tell he's being pretty, you know, straightforward in his suspicion.
So the laughter dies down. Eldon, have I not done enough for this community? I just traveled halfway across the world and came back and to accusation. The
Well,
Colosseum is gone. It's burnt.
You came in
rubble.
here with a bunch of strangers as well. I've never met any of these people and things. He points over to Yaru.
I'm not in there, am I?
They're the only reason
you haven't
I-
walked in with them?
I wasn't with them to begin with.
Oh, I thought the entire party walked in. I'm sorry, Yaru.
I'm
So you're
so-
just outside,
Well,
just hitting on that gnome.
All right, to be clear, I was not hitting on the gnome. But I thought these things were happening simultaneously. I can have, because like I think our conversation ended, right? I can have broken off and entered with them if they weren't happening at the same time.
Okay.
Some of it would have been probably.
Okay, so that's
not,
fine.
but-
I mean, we'll just say Yaru's outside trying to hit on a gnome.
No,
And,
we'll say at this point, when the accusations begin flying, I will enter the town hall.
Isn't
Okay,
G
as-
the one
as-
who banged the NPC in the last campaign?
Yes.
as
All right,
Yaru
I was
enters-
not hitting on the gnome. I was trying to get information.
Sister Gargamel.
We'll say Yaru enters just as Eldon was kind of casting his
Cultural
suspicion
attaché,
on the
okay?
party. And Yaru, this is when you walk in. Do you want to do anything with your entrance?
I
The gnomes already have all turned their heads towards you.
am gonna cast. I am going to cast Prestidig. Press. Can't say it.
Oh,
Which
yes,
spell are you
everybody
casting?
get
You gotta be
ready.
able to pronounce it.
Get ready,
Jack.
everybody.
Prestidigitation. Is that right? Prestidigitation.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna
Okay.
cast Prestidig. What I said.
So close.
I'm going to make the air around me shimmer. I'm going to make my hair waft majestically. And I'm going to have like the faint sound of, basically my theme song, but played on a bagpipe. Just imagine like, something royal and triumphant playing just faintly, not like overpowering, just faintly, like you can just kind of hear it as I walk into the room.
Okay. The gnomes are gasping. They're kind of like, whoa, they're in amazement. Except for Eldon, who finishes by pointing at Yaru and going, "You bring in this."
Eldon. So what was the last thing? Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So you brought in these guys. Eldon, the only reason I'm here right now, and I like pull up part of my pant legs, there's probably what's a pretty gnarly scar from the young red dragon. The only reason I'm here right now is because of all of them. And the one who saved me, I point at Yaru, was him.
Oh, did I actually save you? Yes.
I'm pretty sure you either
I healed
Like,
you. That's right. I
you did
remember.
something significant right at the end that was
Yeah.
kind of turned bad, I think.
I did heal you there.
You healed me a ton. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. I just kind of give like a a small bow towards Eldon. Theme music's still playing ever so slightly.
What more do I need to do to earn your trust?
He kind
Spent
of
the last
folds
2
his
years
arm,
protecting this place.
spends a little bit of time thinking, and then goes, "You're right. It's just harsh times now. We're scared. We don't know what's going on, and we're trying to keep spirits up as best we can." He kind of holds the hand back out to the celebration, as you can well tell, wisdom. And I'm not sure what to do going forward, but all I know is I think we really need to free Urkel. He's a good friend of ours, and I don't know if I can lead our seat on the Iron Council. There's a reason that I stepped down and put you in your place on the seat. And all I ask is that you figure out what's going on, free Urkel, and get to the bottom of this.
He kind of ponders for a moment.
Ponder.
He ponders. I'll get it done. And will bow his head in deference and go ahead and waddle his way on out of the gathering area. He'll grab himself like a little plate of food, but he's gonna leave the gathering hall.
Okay. And does the party follow? Does the party do anything?
Yes. The party follows.
The party follows. Okay, so then you guys are making what I imagine would be your exit now.
So I've kind of just popped a squat. Is there like an actual fire going here in this little ring in the center?
It's out right now, and everyone's inside the main town hall.
Okay. Is there any campfires around that are lit?
So there's a series of lanterns on a set of large tree-like pillars, but there is.
We'll go full broody then. We'll just kind of our wisdom will kind of wander over to like the cliff. Like he's not going to be dangerously close to the cliff edge, but he's going to kind of just look out over the cliff with his food.
Okay. And what does the rest of the party do? You guys have witnessed this conversation, witnessed wisdom leave, and you guys have, are now in the town hall watching events transpire.
I guess I'm gonna get some food.
Nice. Gnomish food, quite the cuisine. So are you gonna join the festivities, Yaru?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Get my.
What about
Get my party on.
Stark, Kip.
I think I'm just gonna watch, and I guess when I see Yaru go up to get food, I'll go get some as well, knowing that it's like okay type of thing. But I'll kind of just keep to myself and watch everything that's happening.
I'll stick with Stark.
This is all new to me, so
I'm going with my quarantine brother.
Hell yeah.
All right, so
Wisdom, the introvert, finally has some time alone. Let's go.
And so we'll say now, some time begins to pass and it gets into the night. And
I want to be clear,
party-
Peter. I'm going to party hard with the gnomes. Like we're gonna have a really good time.
Gnomes party
Okay.
hard.
Gnomes do party hard. I'm gonna make you
Roll
make
Constitution.
a Constitution roll, and I'm gonna ask Silas. Silas, are you joining in on the festivities?
Absolutely.
Can I wait? Hold
Have
on.
Silas make a Constitution.
Hold on.
saving
Before you
roll
do
as
that. Before you do that.
well. Or just a con roll.
Okay. I'm going to use my lucky feet to roll an additional d20 on this con check.
I think I'm good.
A glowing crown appears above Silas's head.
Silas is the life of the party.
Right there with your boy. I'm gonna like this lucky feet.
Okay, so
We are flying.
wait. So Yara, did you roll a 27 then? Are you adding that to it?
Yeah, you add the
I don't
1d20.
Lucky adds it to it?
Hold on, let
Does
me
it replace it?
No, let me read.
I'm
Hold on.
pretty sure it replaces.
Yeah,
Silas,
you
do
choose which of your d20s, so you only get to pick one.
Salas, you absolutely dominate the night, and you're just going shot for shot, drink for drink, mug for mug, likely due to the fact that these are gnomish-sized portions and drinks. So one shot to them is, just a
Is this
sip.
disrespect to my slight half-elf nature?
No. It's just that the gnomes have small drinks.
You're
And,
drinking with children right now. That's what's happening.
Yeah, they have
Alcohol.
And I'm drinking.
they have
them
kitty
under
cups.
The table.
They have kitty cups.
And it's kind of your choice on how you want to dominate the night. I mean, do you just want to outdrink multiple gnomes and have several gnomes passed out on the sides of the town hall and outside?
I am drinking them under the table, and I am telling the most hilarious jokes that they've ever heard.
Okay, and so Silas is now a name that many of the gnomes will be talking about for at least a little bit of time in the days to come. Yaru, have you figured out what's going on with your role?
So I'm trying to understand this. I can
Put it
spend
in chat.
Yeah, I can spend 1 luck point. So I think it is what Rock was saying. I can either use the D20 or use my original roll. But do you guys think I can use multiple luck points at once, or can I only use one at a time?
Let's see.
You could probably use multiple. If it doesn't specifically say you only can use one per, I would say you could use multiple if you want.
All right, let me.
So it says, in theory, the actual words are, whenever you make an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you can spend 1 luck point to roll an additional D20.
Okay, yeah, then it does specifically say one.
Okay, so the D20 wasn't better than my con check, so I guess I'll just go with the con check.
Technically it was. Your con check was an 11.
You still add your Constitution modifier.
You still add the 3 to it. It's not.
Oh,
you still
it's
would get
16?
your modifier. Also, was it supposed to be a con save, Peter, or a con check?
He said
Just
save.
We'll just. I mean,
Well, because if he's proficient, his con save might be higher than 3.
He won't be proficient in Constitution.
I'm
as
not
a bard.
proficient in con.
Okay. I just saw that Silas clearly is.
con save 19.
So 16 or 19. It's one of those two. You decide. I'll let you decide.
I'm going to choose the lower one. Yaru tries to keep up with Silas and isn't quite able to, and definitely gets a lot more drunk. However, several of the gnomes are still in absolute awe of Yaru, including the gnomish female from outside.
All right, so I put in a respectable performance, not on the same dimension as Silas, but I'm there, and I'm at least, putting in
You
the
clocked
reps. I clocked in, yeah. I showed up.
That's the first part, man. Showing up.
Oh man, I legitimately was not hitting on the gnome. That was not my intention.
Whatever you say.
Yeah.
That's what they all say.
Okay, and is there anything in particular you want to do tonight, Yaru?
No, I think just like I said, showing up, clocking in, doing everything the right way. Really respecting the game. No, just doing the having a good time and being somewhat part of the life of the party. That's good enough for Yaru. Playing some music,
Okay, and Kip and Stark. Are you guys just kind of watching, or are you guys going to go outside and set up camp for the night?
I'm just kind of watching all of this unfold, just sitting back, watching it, and maybe chatting with Kip if he's feeling talkative.
Sure, I'll talk back.
There was a pause there that should be noted.
Like I said,
an hour or two. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say after like an hour, what did we get here? Was it already nighttime? Or was it was
It
dinner
was at 3, 4, 5 p.m. And then as you guys had the conversations, the sun started to set, and then now it's nighttime.
Yeah, because it was supposed to take basically a full day to get here, right?
Gotcha. So Wisdom will spend like an hour or two kind of on his own since nobody sought him out, and then he will seek out. Well, he'll kind of go back into the gathering area and see Yaru and Silas having a jolly good time, and we'll think better of those two and not Usher, but ask if Kip and Stark have a minute to talk outside.
Think
Sure.
better as in like, oh, if those guys are good, having a good time, good on them, or just like, maybe I won't involve them.
No, you guys are drunk, so maybe you're like your decision making isn't all there right now. You know.
So having a conversation with you right now is maybe not the best idea.
I make some of my best decisions when I'm drunk. I don't know what you're talking about.
The real question is, what words can you say when you're drunk?
Definitely not prestidigitation.
I can't say that when I'm sober.
You can
So I
always
would've
toss in a
probably
good chasm, though.
Oh yeah, I always get the chasm.
Get back in. Nope, it's just Kip. No. I'll pull you guys over to kind of a campfire. Did they hear our whole interaction?
I was in there.
Okay.
Yeah, they would have.
So Wisdom will kind of just spend some time with you guys. I've never seen Eldon like that. He's scared, and I'm not quite sure what to do about it. On one hand, if we do things by the book, this could take weeks. I don't know how long it takes to talk to get an audience with King. I keep wanting to call him Balrog.
I know.
King Barlog.
Balrog. I'm never calling him anything other than that.
Well, the king knows you, right? You were on his council.
He does, but it seems that this conclave is falling out of favor quickly. Peter, not a history check, but in my time on the Iron Council, have I butted heads with King Barlog? Is this like something where I maybe would be suspicious he's looking for a reason to bump us out? Were we always on good terms, and this is a blind side?
So this is kind of a blind side to you. King Barlog has always been a somewhat respected ruler, if not a little bit of a, brawler, brawny, sometimes not the sharpest tool in the shed, but, decent chap all around. And the Conclave of Gnomes and Wisdom and Eldon have never had any harsh relations with King Barlog before sort of whatever events transpired in the past.
Sure. We don't have to do it now, but I want who voted against and for Urkel as a traitor. But we don't have to do that now.
You'll have to find that out later, but you do know the rest of the council,
true. Yeah.
and you will know all the relations to you. You know that there is the dwarf councilwoman, Elena the Old, who is, kind of an old hag, right? Kind of a bureaucrat, very cranky all the time. And she's always given the Conclave a rough time because they're so jovial and kind of outside of the politics of the main capital city. And then the newest member of the Iron Council, and by new, within the past 400 years, is Horus, who's represents the newly freed Grey Dwarves. He, has been nothing but respectful to everyone because he's trying to represent the Grey Dwarfs as best as he could. And then there's a faction of gnomes who reside within the Iron Hills, separate from the Conclave, who are the Iron Gnomes, led by Phyllis Fleetfoot. And, same thing, like he's always had pretty good relations with the Conclave. And of course, then there's the seat for the Conclave.
Gotcha. So I don't know what brought this on, but I'm worried that this could take much longer than we thought it would take. And you all have places you need to be too. And I have every intention of keeping my word.
So what are you proposing?
And he's going to choose his words. Like he's going to talk very deliberately, but he's going to say, if the Iron Council isn't operating as it should anymore, then maybe bypassing them is the best option.
Jailbreak.
Hence, he's proposing maybe we go to the Iron Fortress immediately and just see what, not necessarily a jailbreak, but see what we could do there instead of trying to do this diplomatically.
What kind
So
of
you talk very-
repercussions might
We incur.
come from this?
This is all new territory for me.
Because at that point, what's his name, Urkel?
Yes.
At that point, I mean, he's not going to be welcome on the Iron Islands anymore. He's going to be a fugitive, and you may be a fugitive as well if you're seen around here.
Now you see, now you understand why I don't know what to do. And this is out of game too. I really like as far as
No, I agree.
Everybody, I'm like, because you guys aren't going to sign up for a 3-week long let's overthrow the Iron Council
Right.
quest.
That's
I mean,
pretty much what I
no.
would say is that we don't have time to go and do this by the books.
The
I mean,
diplomatic
out of-
proper thing.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys just do your thing. I'm not gonna say.
Is there any sort of like fast way to like, because there's magic all over the place, is there a fast way to communicate with the other members of the Iron Council?
So if you guys remember from on the airship when you guys all received your letters, there is a series of birds that traverse the world of Midvale, and you can always send messages fairly quick through the birds.
What's this year? Well, no, it's you guys. Does anybody have out of game? Does anybody have sending?
Mm-mm. Just have a message.
It's a that's a cleric thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Fresh out of clerics.
Well, bard, cleric, wizard class.
Wisdom? Yeah, I mean, I'm just as stumped as wisdom is because the
No, I
best
mean-
option is the one that he is least likely to do.
Let me ask this question: was Wisdom ever planning returning to this area?
Yeah, this is his home.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
his original plan was to go bust up the Coliseum and come back and be done with it. And then he gave you guys this word that he was going to help you do your thing. And out of game,
So the next question is: do we think Urkel is gonna die?
Urkel.
Who picked that name, by the way?
I did.
Doc, 100%. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Nice.
Yeah, we officially have 2 Urkel gifts in our watch along now. I'm waiting for more.
Yeah, I don't. I honestly, so what I was going to say is out of game. Actually, no, I'm not going to say that. Never mind. I think we can. Wisdom will do, like if we just take a group vote, I think Wisdom will be swept along either way because he's so unsure of himself what to do. So, but basically this whole conversation is him just like, what do you guys think? What do we need to do? I have no idea what to do.
Well, I'm not even there, so
And he's considering your guys, well, he's considering Kip and Stark's position.
Yeah. Stark's gonna
just-
say, you know, if we don't do this now, we would have to come back later. Do you think that would be too late? Because it sounds like right now
question.
he's just imprisoned. It sucks, but could we always
Yeah,
come back
That's a good
later
question.
and do the whole spiel and still do it right? Is that
What's the
something that
lifespan
wisdom?
of a traitor in the coal pits, Peter? If Wisdom had to guess.
What's your
I mean,
question?
wisdom would probably know how people are
Yeah, so,
treated.
like, So if
in
Stark
this
brings up
area.
like, hey, what if we, just let him chill in prison? And so basically, as Wisdom, am I like, well, is he gonna still be alive? Is he gonna get shivved in a corner? what's the lifespan of a trader in the coal pits?
That's a great question.
If wisdom
You're just
had
gonna
to
roll a
guess
d20 to see how many weeks they'll
information he
I mean,
survive.
my response to that, out of game would be, I mean, it's prison. You never know.
Yeah.
I'd also point out, like,
Yeah, but traders are treated differently than somebody who fucking steals.
And that's your words, not mine. But I will also say that you would know in the Iron Fortress wisdom that it's not just dwarves who are prisoners, right? It's gray dwarves, dwarves, gnomes. It's everyone who's.
so Silas is going to point out that it as a quarantine bro, if we decide to leave, I'm not entirely sure how we're going to get out of here right now.
What do you mean get out of here? Oh, with the airship? I mean, we've been gone for a few days. Things are fine.
They said they'd be there. I don't remember if anybody's rolled insight check on them. But...
No, I think we checked and everything was all
Okay.
hunky dory with that. But if anything, we'll just cast invisibility on them and they'll sneak aboard.
Yeah,
Because that's an option.
There's so many competing interests for me, right? Because A, I want to do this quest line, but B, the thing that makes sense. Well, it's dumb because I don't like to use. Well, I do sometimes. Here's what I'm saying. I think the thing that makes the most sense is for literally for wisdom to stay here and y'all to just go. But B, this is D&D, and I want to see all the cool stuff Peter had planned. So I won't do that, even though that seems
Can
like
you just imagine a D&D session that's just Peter and Doc?
And again, I just want to reiterate, like I said this earlier, these are planned to be, only 3 to 4 weeks long. So you may be thinking like, oh, this is like a multi-month adventure, but
in game or out of game you're talking about?
Out of game, I'm just saying.
Okay.
He
Like
means in
3 to
real
4
human
sessions.
time.
Yeah.
Well, so I wisdom wouldn't. I don't think wisdom would leave now that especially he's here. To go do anything else is the problem.
Well, then we would kill you, remember? That's what we said. We would kill you
That's
if
the
you
thing I was
broke
gonna
your...
say is,
I said that.
whatever
Nobody
happens,
agreed with
I'm
me.
okay
That's
with
true, it was you.
PvP. Like, it's up to you guys, but
I will also just remind the group that one of the items in the Iron Hills that Throckthunder had on the list, right?
did you
So
put that
it's
in chat or in the
Ooh,
Discord
I thought we
somewhere?
said-
Because
Didn't we say that we were doing all of the things first and then going to do Throckthunder things?
Well, I think
we were gonna do the
why
time-sensitive
Peter's
stuff
saying
first.
that is so that
They're
we
all
have
interconnected.
Doc stay here and do his shit, and we go get the item and then come back. And hopefully they align perfectly.
Doc's gotta come. Doc's gotta come. We need.
Well,
we need.
I
I'm just
agree.
Like I wouldn't consciously try to. I'm saying too much. I've said enough.
Peter's trying to split the party.
Is
He's
there?
telling us that
well, I
his
gonna
plan
say,
was
is
for us
there
to do it all
any way
together.
That we can weave
No, we
this
can
all
just-
together because
We can just
I don't
kill
wanna play
Doc's
one-on-one
character and he'll
either.
make a new one.
That's a good point.
He doesn't need to make another one. He's got 14 backups.
I've already got it planned out where if wisdom says this is, or if I say this is what wisdom would do, and you guys kill him, that's already it's fine. But so Al, like, is there any way we can weave that together? Because that's like a good idea. The thing for me though is I don't want to do a one-on-one with Peter. Like I want to play with you guys, and I don't want to watch you guys do it without me too necessarily.
No,
But I don't
I
think
totally.
Yara would-
Yara would totally sign up. Like, if I was cosplaying Yara right now, Yara would totally sign up for Doc doing one-on-one with Peter. I would watch that.
I mean, if you guys were here, like just talk and provide commentary, I think I would. But half the fun of D&D is the whole group here.
Well, I already committed to killing you if you decided to stay back. So
No, never mind. I'm going to bring that up. I want to see what Peter's got in store.
well, nobody's asking Yara or Silas, so I don't feel like we can voice an actual opinion here.
Tomorrow
I
morning,
mean, I guess
your opinion will be asked.
So, speaking of Yara and Silas, are you guys drinking to the point?
Still.
What time is it?
Still.
intoxication?
What do you mean to
What
the point
time
of
is it?
intoxication?
Like, are you? I mean, you guys rolled high on Constitution.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Silas is obviously intoxicated, but in complete control of his faculties.
Okay.
Yara's not in control of his faculties even when he's sober, so
It's very true.
True.
Okay.
I am not drinking to the point where I'm going to be sick, or to the point where I'm just
That's all I
completely,
needed to hear.
or I'm
That's all
just completely like unhinged. Gonna
Peter
be-
just wants to know if he needs you to roll a con save or not.
No. I'm just, I'm just giving you guys.
Are you puking webs tonight or not?
So if you guys, where are you guys standing at right now with all this?
What's the decision
In
we're
game
making
and
here?
out of game. Well, no decision has been made yet, but basically, there's like, if we go the diplomatic route and go talk to King Balrog and try to figure out everything that's going on, that could potentially take forever. Either like it could take weeks. I don't really know what he has
Right.
planned. The faster option is to go to the prison and jail break-in, but as Stark mentioned, that doesn't. I mean, it gets him out of jail, but it just creates more problems, and that's not really something Wisdom wants to do. But also, Wisdom.
I mean, is this something you want to think about for the week, and you guys can talk in Discord?
Oh yeah, that's what I figured we were going to do right now. Unless there's more in-game stuff you wanted us to do. Sorry.
Well, I'm a plastic bag in the wind, so it's whatever you guys want to do.
He's holly and jolly.
Holly
Okay.
and Jolly.
Well, it'd be
Oh,
easier to do since we're all
in-game-
here talking a little bit.
In game,
Okay,
I would
so-
say I would tell you that before we make any final decisions, we need to probably talk to the other two in the morning.
As soon as Kip says that, you can just hear Yaru start up like a raucous bar song like at that exact
99
moment.
bottles of beer on the wall.
Well, no, something a little more classy than that, but yeah, just like you just hear a burst of noise come out of the town hall.
99 quarantine bros in their own tiny hut.
Exactly.
Shall we long rest and?
Yes,
convene
but
with the drunkards in
I'm
the
long
morning?
resting in my quarantine hut.
I mean, I was gonna say I've got a feeling at this point that Wisdom's kind of over your guys' quarantine.
We're not
considering
over it.
He let you
We're
into
not
the
over it.
conclave.
We're not over
We're
it.
not over it.
We're not over it.
That's a good point that I hadn't really considered, but it's too
Let's
late.
say
now.
yeah, you just like let them in. They're fucking sharing drinks.
Listen,
no, I've infected
You
my whole
the depth
world.
of hold
I
on.
kind of wish I didn't roll so high con because I kind of want to throw spider webs up all over Wisdom's people now.
Wait,
But-
hold on. The depth of our pettiness can only be measured in chasms.
I'm gonna put when I go across. So wisdom.
I'm gonna change my
Going
Discord
across the
nickname
chasm.
to Chasm Spelunker with two chhs.
Chasm.
Chasm.
I tried to say ch as a letter with two chs.
Douches.
Chasm. Oh, that was good.
Chasm Spelunker. Sorry, Justin, you were saying something.
I forgot.
Peter, you just missed so much.
Oh, please let me.
You missed. Nope, Pete, you missed nothing. You're
Hey,
good.
you can watch it back. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you can watch it back. But basically, it was that we've decided what we're going to do. It's a foolproof plan. We already finished it, actually, and we're moving on to the next place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
milestone
Urkel's
achieved.
Back here,
Yeah, we
safe
got
and
the guy
sound.
out.
We just threw
Urkel's
every
back.
Hey.
The king is happy. The council
They
is
paid us.
And we're now
actually-
level 14.
and everybody who had a problem with the new rule of law, we threw into the chasm.
You're just gonna throw everyone into the chasm.
Everybody who's not down. Everybody who's not down
You're
goes
either
down.
with us or you're in the chasm.
You're either with us or you're in the chasm.
Your chasm filler. You're gonna
You
fill
guys-
that chasm with the Iron Islands, the Iron Hills.
It's a lot of talk about the chasm. If you guys, you didn't even explore the chasm.
No, right.
tried.
By it.
Sova saw
Sova
nothing
tried.
but chasm.
We're intimidated by the chasm. Hey, you know what? If you had said chasm from the start, we probably would have investigated it. This is your own fault.
That hurts me in more ways than I can let on. Chasm.
Okay, so really though, like out of game, because I don't want to be the annoying guy that says that's what my character would do. If it annoys people, I won't do that. Because I'm going to be one big happy family. Well, I don't want to cause a bunch of problems and say, well, wisdom would do this, and then cause a bunch of problems.
So you're what? Like, what are you doing?
Well, okay.
I'm just asking what you guys want.
Let's if I can metagame for a second. I have a feeling that every single stop is going to take 2 to 3 weeks, the way Peter has designed it.
I
I'm
think this
that's-
is abnormal.
No, that's fine. I think it's the fact of, are we just going to be able to? So Doc was saying 3 weeks. I think he meant 3 weeks
Well,
in game time.
No,
in order to work through all
Peter
this.
was talking about 3 weeks in like real time. So here's what I'm
that's
saying.
fine. I don't care about
we
that.
we can suspend disbelief a little bit, right? For the how long these events are going to take. You know what I'm saying? Like
So,
Peter
okay,
Peter
so at
crea-
everybody's location, we all just kind of say we're in it until that.
Yeah, because
It's
like
done.
the way Peter designed it is we have to get all of the stuff to defeat the I forget what it's called, but we have to collect all the stuff, and it's the black
Find the One
behavior,
Piece.
and all of these things are conveniently co-located wherever, mostly everywhere we need to go. So he clearly intends us to go to each location, right? And we all have a vested interest in going to each location. So the intention is for us to go through each location, right? So like out of game, not connected to my character. That's what we should do.
I'm down with that. If we're just, that's fine with me.
Now, good
No,
luck.
That's why
Good luck,
in-game,
convicts.
that's why
Good luck.
in-game I
Guys-
didn't want to ask you
Good-
guys to be like, hey, I know your dad's about to die, but will you spend 3 weeks helping me bust out my little cousin?
Yeah, I guess that's the part when I was saying Doc was talking about 3 weeks in game, like actually doing the rigmarole of talking to the king and getting on his good side and making him trust in wisdom and the
I'm gonna beat his face in. He's
conclave
calling
and all that
the
fun shit.
brawler. What? I'm breaking his nose.
Brawler, he's gonna feel my fucking tickle fingers.
Okay, as long as everybody's cool with it. I want us to
I
all
mean,
be cool with it.
I'm thinking like game time. This gets resolved in a few days.
I'm hoping.
I mean, yeah, we do. We also, to be fair, we don't know what's planned, so who knows what Peter's got planned. But okay,
I mean, he wouldn't give us all like what I'm assuming here as Peter smirks, is that he wouldn't give us all letters saying, "Hey, I'm your significant person in your life, and I'm about to die. Please come rescue me." And
To be fair, that wasn't every single letter. To be fair.
No, mine was, oh, you have to fight me because you don't have a kingdom anymore. And I'm like, oh, I guess I don't have a kingdom. It's like, well, no, you do, but they're all dying. It's like, oh, well, okay. Thank you for thank you for the rewrite there, Peter.
Just
Appreciate
refugee.
it.
So my point
not like
is
that.
like they're all equally urgent.
Yeah,
So we should like anyway.
I'm fine with doing
Y'all understand what I'm saying?
all good. All good. All right, do we want to
But
just...
also, okay, never mind. Go just say. What
No,
you're
I was
saying.
just about to ask, like, do we want to call it there? Like, we go to bed and then that'll be the end of our session and we'll pick up the next morning type thing, having already had the discussion and decision and boom, just go.
Works
Sounds
for
good to
me.
me.
Okay, I'm going to ask then, before we end the session, a series of very specific questions.
Oh, great.
Where is the party sleeping?
I'm sleeping in the quarantine hut.
Quarantine
I
hut.
was planning on making a non-quarantine hut.
Okay, so same thing, 2 huts.
We can just do another hut
I'm
I'm gonna
outside.
write on the
Kip,
door of the
you don't
quarantine
need
hut.
to Kip your safety.
Cooties
You
only.
don't have to have a hut.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, I was
no
gonna just,
offense, Wisdom, but I don't really trust these people. I don't know them, so
and I'll look
Fair
at
enough.
Wisdom and say, if their entryways are as small as they are, I'm assuming their beds are also small. We might be
Okay.
better off in the tiny hut.
You're not
I'm
wrong.
sure you have a regular sized bed here. We
yeah,
don't.
I'm gonna go to my nice cozy
We don't.
tent over here in the corner.
I said the best spot to sleep tonight is the quarantine hut. No contest.
I mean, just so you guys know, the person who didn't want you is not going to be in our hut.
It doesn't matter.
We're
Oh,
still the
okay.
pettiness
Kip
is
Adams.
very important.
It's deep.
Yeah, but
It's as
I mean,
deep
the
as
thing
that
is-
chasm.
You're being petty against two people who didn't
It's
give a shit.
you know
in the
your
first
your
place.
incidental your collateral damage.
Collateral
It's
damage
not
to
about
our
you.
pettiness.
Okay,
It's not about you.
fair enough.
fact
It's about
that
us.
I was okay.
The petty bros.
The petty bros. Can we get a role in the Discord server, petty bros?
Petty bros.
Done. Do it right now. What color do you want it to be?
Pink.
Too bad I'm
yeah.
too petty to care.
Rip. All right, Peter. What's your other question,
Okay, can you guys?
or
show
are your
me-
other questions?
Can you show me on the map specifically where your tiny huts are going to be?
It's gonna be
down
where
a
I'm-
There's going to
little
be
gnome
some kind of
village. I'm gonna
asteroid
be
that comes up in here.
right here.
Sensor.
Asteroid.
I'm gonna say, Justin, we stumble out of the town hall and just tiny hut,
absolutely.
right
Absolutely. We're
here.
just tiny
Right
hutting,
in
like
front of
basically
someone's
where
house.
we fall in place. Right
Yeah.
in the middle of the town.
Just
Right.
right off the edge of the cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, is there like a safety guard or
But-
something?
but
Like, this is a
because-
pretty dangerous location.
Because because Silas and Yaru are legends at this point, I'm sure everybody's gonna be totally cool with it. They're gonna be like, "That's fucking guys made a tiny hut right
Those
here."
guys, man.
I am going to go outside of town.
Isn't the tiny hut transparent?
No,
Is it?
Okay.
can't see in it.
Well, you guys can see out; they can't see in.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Hell yeah. Oh, nice.
So,
Our
we'll
own
be-
shenanigans chat.
Well, I'm going to be putting far south, outside of the map, basically. Slightly outside the map, not like ways out, but
Are you? You're not even in the walls.
the wall. No, it's the walls are probably like head height for
walls?
me. I mean, I'm assuming
Inside the walls, we can just step over the walls.
it's not much of a wall.
Well, I'm just looking for one thing. Okay, so everyone's just gonna go to sleep. Does anyone want to take any watches during the night?
We're in the quarantine hut, bro.
So you're just like, I'm fine, going to sleep.
Well, I don't actually
There's
sleep.
There's watchers. There's,
Yeah, does the town
patrolmen.
have watchers putting
The
up?
town
people?
has guards. Yes, the town has
Okay.
guards.
I'm tiny hutting it up. Not a care in the world.
Okay. All right, you guys go to sleep, and I'm going to have everyone make a single perception roll
That
in
include
the early hours of the morning.
Sova.
Sova's nocturnal, so yeah, Sova as well.
I don't think Sova needs to sleep. Sova's magical.
That is also true. That is also a great point.
She needs a nap though,
That,
or he needs a nap.
that reminds me.
Perception check, you said?
Yeah, perception.
Yep.
My other
We
thing that
rolled
I'm
really
running,
well.
we're in like the area of Zon. So this is set in like the world of Arcane.
Good.
And there's like toxin gas and stuff like that. And so our DM's having us like occasionally roll con saves to just see how it's affecting us. And he keeps asking our one character who's like a cyborg. He's like, "Hey, what did you roll?" He goes, "Well, I don't breathe." So he's like, "Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that." That's just like Sova doesn't need sleep. It's magical creature.
Dang, what's the lowest there? Oh, Sova with the 10. Everybody
Petty
else was
bros are
15.
in sync.
Sova got a
In
15.
sync.
He's got advantage.
Oh, nice.
If we were more in sync, we'd be a boy band.
Yeah, none getting past us tonight.
All right, which direction is this asteroid coming from, Peter?
No asteroid.
It's just tiny bunches of tiny spiders following us in
Okay,
town.
so in
All
the
coming up the
order-
cliffside.
In the order that you guys rolled perception, this is how I'm going to do this. Wisdom at one point in the night, You hear, the sound of gnomes talking, and you hear everyone kind of get quiet, and the town finally settle down in the late hours of the night, early hours of the morning.
So it was like quiet, and then there was a bunch of talking, and then quiet.
No, it was just you heard everyone kind of finally exit the town hall
okay.
and return to some of their houses.
Gotcha.
Stark, in just the early to mid hours of the morning, you would have heard 2 thumps from a distance. You can't exactly tell from which direction because you're in the hut, but it's, about 30 to 50 feet away. You just hear like 2 bumps and you don't really think anything of it.
Stark isn't in our hut, to be clear. I don't know why his character's not co-located with Kip.
No,
Yeah, we're
I just didn't move it.
down here.
Gotta be in the right quarantine hut. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, then you guys would have heard the thump a little closer.
Okay. Not gonna
Wonder which
mitigate that at
direction
all.
the thump is from. Yeah, but Kip might have been
That's
able
a
to
good
hear.
point. Is it coming from inside the village or like farther outside?
Definitely outside.
Soba doesn't quite hear anything,
Man, that bird's useless.
and
Birds saved our butts.
Yaru, you don't notice anything. Kip, you hear the 2 thumps, and then you're also a little bit later able to hear what sounds like just the crackling, almost like twigs breaking. And finally, Silas, you aren't able to quite hear anything.
Damn,
That was
a high roll too.
I was gonna say I'm so tempted to use. I was tempted to use Flash of Genius to boost Kip's hearing even more by 4. But I
So
feel like
with-
it's metagaming to do it at this point.
With hearing like twigs breaking, I probably would wake up to that, wouldn't I? Like I'd be like, something's walking out in the trees.
Okay, so while everyone else is still asleep in the early mornings, you can begin to look around. And you're welcome to wake up Stark if you want to.
I'm not gonna wake him up yet because it's just twigs, so I'm gonna look around first.
Okay, you look outside the outer gates where you guys are, at the inner gates where you guys are camped outside of, and you don't see anything out of the ordinary except for the fact that the 2 guards who are posted at the entrance are missing. And you also notice that towards the town hall, it seems like mornings come almost a little bit early. And you hear the crackling a little more consistently now.
As soon as I saw that the guards were missing, I'd wake up Stark.
Okay.
Okay, I'll wake up. Let's see what's going on.
I heard some sounds and the guards are missing. I think.
Yeah, I
we
heard.
might
I
have a
heard
problem.
some thumps, or at least I thought I heard some thumps. Did you hear that too?
I did, yes. And I also heard some stuff in the trees, and now these guards are not here, and some bad's happening.
Yeah, that seems abnormal. We should definitely go check it out.
Yep.
Can we could leave the hut up, right? We don't have to dismiss the hut.
No, I think if I leave the hut, it's dismissed.
Dismissed.
I
Really?
have to be in it.
Really?
Pretty
All
sure.
right.
Let me
I
look
was
at
gonna
it.
say it'd be a nice thing to just leave up in case we saw something and we needed to run for cover.
Yeah, the spell
Yeah.
ends if you leave this area.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Wisdom.
Damn.
I'm going to have you roll one more perception check.
You're burning my hometown,
So,
Peter.
Where's oh, Wisdom, your hut's up there. Okay.
It's the red roof.
Yeah, you were you were well off my screen.
Okay, you hear from behind you in the backside of your tent cloth moving. The cloth of the tent moving.
So is it a cliff on basically the other side of this tent?
Correct.
Do I even have a quarterstaff, or did I chuck that at the bad guy too? I don't have a quarterstaff.
What a sentence.
I
I still have this thing, or did I just yeet it?
Well, I don't have a hand axe or a dagger now because I chucked them both at the flyer forever ago. Who's there?
No response. Are you gonna look?
I'm gonna do that, like, you know, when you tent, you're trying to scare something off. I'm just gonna like bat at the outside.
Nothing happens.
It's probably like a bird or something.
This is a spooky choose your own adventure.
Is there? So there was something that was kind of like clawing at the.
You heard the cloth moving at the backside of your tent.
Oh, for crying out loud! I'm gonna be the one that gets yeeted off my own cliff. Is this the sort of tent that you could like pull up from below, or do I need to like try to edge around the outside to see what's going on?
It's your tent. You tell me, man.
Were we edging?
Well, I don't want to ruin it.
It's your tent.
All right, I'll get up and go around the outside.
Okay.
Being slow and careful about it.
You slowly and carefully walk along the narrow edges of your tent along the cliffside. And as you go around the back, you see quite the sight.
This is another Drider.
A huge, almost snake-like, monstrous figure with massive, dark, purpley gray wings. You notice that the black gray sort of skin is not scaled but smooth, like almost like a frog's or a salamander's. And you notice that the head of the creature is pressed fully into your tent, and you can't quite see the head.
That's concerning.
So I came around the outside, and the head is now inside the tent, and the rest of its body is outside.
But the head is not under the tent inside. It's literally like pressing its face.
Okay. From head to tail, how big is this thing?
It is a huge monster, and so let me see
what is that, like 10 to 15 feet? Because isn't like an ogre huge?
I was gonna say
ogres
large.
are large.
Yeah,
so
large as 10.
Yeah,
about like 100.
this is gonna be a 50. Wait, did you say 100 feet?
That's what it says in D&D Wiki.
Make
be
this
like-
a baby one that's not as big, because that seems absurd.
Yeah, we'll tone that down a little bit.
Holy balls! Okay.
So you know, it's
I mean, this is a place of gnomes and dwarves. Maybe its growth was also stunted. Maybe it's something in the water.
Oh no.
Did you say this thing has wings?
Yes, it has wings attached to its front legs.
That's good, because I thought about trying to kick it off the cliff, and that still would have ended poorly. But we're not going to do that if it can fly. I want to like leave. I want to sneakily try to go down my little drawbridge and go wake up anybody I can find. But I want to try to do without like alerting this beast.
Go ahead and roll stealth.
Jeez.
Wow.
Oh, dude, I hate when I roll and
Everybody
you guys
drink.
start laughing or say oops
So-
because I haven't seen the roll yet.
Oh, do you always like have your character sheet not open?
It's like its own tab thing that it's just full screen. It's easier to
Oh.
see.
Sorry, I shouldn't have laughed.
So I
that is brutal.
I was gonna say something we do in our other campaign. Our DM asked us for like roll anything that's not like an attack roll to roll it only to the DM. There's like a toggle that we can add on the sheet, like advantage, normal, disadvantage type thing. And so we can't actually see what anybody else does until the DM tells us. Which is
That'd be
it's interesting. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just an idea that they had. And I was like, I don't hate it.
Having like whisper rolls that only I can see.
For like any
Certain things.
ability checks or skill checks or like or saves, basically. So just a random
I'll look
thing
into
that
I like that.
I mean, it's super easy. It's literally we go into settings and there's one thing we change in our toggle and boom, it's done.
Oh, can I assume that this thing detected me?
No, you don't get to assume that. You attempt to stealth back toward. You attempt to quietly walk back towards the rope bridge, and as you reach the front of your tent, you look over to your precious conclave, and you see 3 different fires on 3 of the largest buildings in the inner walls. Go ahead.
Okay, that's a
And
problem.
at the same time, I'll say that Stark and Kip, you also notice this.
Where are the fires exactly? Oh,
Can
I
you
was
guys-
scrolled too high.
Right.
As I scrolled down, what a dumb question, sorry.
Yep.
They were just
I-
outside of my view.
Are we doing like pseudo combat here? How are things going?
Well, I'm not done with your stealth check, sir.
Yeah, this thing's got to see you.
I was gonna say I am gonna request that we end kind of
We are about-
ish.
You guys hear me?
We are literally
Peter
about
went
to.
all robot-y.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You're fine.
Yep.
Okay.
What's up? Okay, you guys are back. I can hear you now.
So Stark and Kip, as you guys walk into the sort of entrance of the gate, you see several interesting looking creatures surrounding the tiny hut of Silas and Yar.
Great.
Say we should have seen the fires from inside our tiny hut, right? If there's one that close to us,
I described the sound of the start of the fire, and then I did say that the
okay, so they
it
had
looked a lot brighter. So,
Got it. Okay.
you know,
Oh,
you
I
guys-
didn't hear the
you guys
descriptions
waking
for
up
these
to,
guys.
like, oh, there's fires. And then
What was that, Doc?
as you
Oh, hold on. Doc said something.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think I was lagging when you did you describe the whatever's right in front of Silas?
well, first I'm gonna describe what's right behind you.
Okay, that's also good.
Have you seen the token that I've unveiled?
Yucky.
Yep.
I have, yes.
Well, this should be interesting.
In the
Very
wee
glad
hours
Silas
of the
isn't
morning,
drunk.
It's bigger than my house. It's literally bigger than my house.
Wisdom, you take the first step out onto the rope bridge to begin walking back towards your conclave. And that first step immediately breaks. And the wood pieces fall down the cliffside, banging against the rocks, making loud noises. And
I knew I should have replaced
you
that
get
step.
sort of a tingling on the back of your neck that something's looking at you. And you know what it is.
I know what it is.
Well, you know that it's the thing that you
I know
saw
it. Okay.
just a second
Okay, I
ago.
got you.
And on
At
that
my
note-
oh, go ahead.
On that note, we'll say Silas and Yaru, you guys finally stir awake, and the first thing you guys see out of your tiny hut is 3 of these creatures, smaller creatures, who have
Babies.
small gray-purple wings attached to their front legs, have long snake-like bodies that are smooth like a salamander and a frog, and who have a beak-like face with bright, pale red eyes are staring you down.
I
Along
turn.
with several, very gray, sort of purplish-looking gnomes, weird-looking gnomes that are all surrounding the tent.
I look at Silas and I say, "Well, that's not good."
And on that note, session is over. To be
Rip.
continued.
Good deal.
Spooky.
Good news, we're not going to have to kill Wisdom.
Yep. That's what it
already
sounds
dead.
like. He's already dead. Yep. Well, R.I.P. Wisdom. We barely knew you.
Knew ye.
Well, that's what I.
I have an important announcement. We're now up to 2 siblings that are watching.
Oh,
Wow.
you literally doubled your viewer count in
An
1
increase
session.
of 100%.
An increase
On
of
that note,
100%.
I gotta really go, guys. So I'll
Okay.
catch you.
See
All
you,
right,
Peter.
man. Thanks,
All right,
Peter.
later.
Later, Pete.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everybody who watched. Until next week.